No, but listen to, did you hear the press conference of Seleke Kromah, the IG? He did say that this is a highly political case, did he not? So you don't take the partisans' word for it, you take the IG's word for it.
We elect on 85 irresponsible men, what happened to our country. We elect on 85 irresponsible men to govern this country, not to be very irresponsible.
Please place your left hand on the Bible being held by your wife, and you will kindly raise your right hand, sir, and repeat after me. All standing, please. I, Joseph Newman Boyka Sr.
No secret now that your friend and former boss will be a candidate in 2029. With all of that you experience, all of that you know, and everything that you see unfolding in the country now, will you support him? Will you be part of the process? Will you give him the support? Do you think he can be a better president?
So why you want to bring political Benin in it or not?
Oh, but you political you're political man, before you go out, very active.
I plead the fifth again.
Okay.
When 2029 come and pass, then you finally leave. Mission is completed. Now, what the rules of engagement? When the war ended, the guy said, the captain, the commander said, mission complete. There wounded out first. All men on board.
So, this riot situation when it comes to countries, because many times you notice that.
If Charles Taylor is the problem, he will be out of here in the twinkle of an eye. And I say, let well-meaning Liberians come home. If we respect this constitution, a government formed in Accra is a violation of Article 1 of the Constitution. Let them come home. Let that government be formed in Monrovia.
On the Boyka's administration, we want to give the government of Liberia an ultimatum of 72 hours to provide a living ballot of the chairman of the Student Unification Party, or else there will be a catastrophic pneumonia in the Republic of Liberia. To arrest the chairman of the Student Unification Party, only because the government feel intimidated about the Vanguard Party advocacies.
The government got kept the rule, small, B rule, all kinds of the place. I think the reason Joseph Baga will not do much because the old man, the papa is suffering. The papa loves the country, but he can't make it. The criminal there around him, they sophisticated than him. They are sophisticated criminals, so they can't make it.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to our Tuesday edition of the closing argument. Thank you for ending the month on a positive note. You had a great time with the family. I know you had a great time with the turkey. Dr. Peabody said no matter how good the turkey is, he has to have his fufu and soup on his side. You can take some of these folks from Bassa, but you can't take the Bassa out of them. Is that what it says? Okay. We are in a new month. Month number 12, December. As of today, you have 29 more days to a brand new year. Last week, we were asking what were your reasons for being thankful? And we all had different reasons to be thankful. The most important of which is life. Just waking up in the morning, breathing, going on your way. If you live in the free world or in the West, you are under less stress. Or may I say you have a different kind of stress. If you were on the other side of the ocean and you were in the Republic of Liberia, even more stress. If you had a mother or sister or auntie that is making a living by crushing rocks, until her hand has blisters, in a very wealthy country like Liberia, then you have a different kinds of stress. Let me bring you up to speed about what's happening around us. The closing argument grieves with the families and friends in Hong Kong. Over the weekend, I have never seen fire rage this fast. You know, Hong Kong is an island, a small country. The landmass is not big. So they build vertically. They build tall, very, very tall buildings. They make use of space. That became a major issue over the weekend when fire started in one of the towers, and in no time it engulfed about 7. It was a Greek tragedy, a real inferno. They have recovered about 158 bodies, with more missing. After several days, the fire had been quenched. Bodies charred beyond recognition. We want to send our condolences to all of those folks. It was very difficult to watch. To see people on the 100th floor, 89th floor, with nowhere to go. I cannot fathom the grief and the pain the families and friends are going through. So we send our condolences to all of our friends in Hong Kong. Terrible. But let me read a survey that just came out of Yale. It says men that are perfectly groomed or men that are well groomed make more, they earn more. They get the job. I have always said it. If your wife makes it her business to put a line item in your family budget, she does her nails, she does her pedicure, her manicure, she does her hair, she does her eyebrows. What's stopping you, gentlemen? Don't you think your wife wants to look at a good-looking man? So we are not just gossiping. We are not just saying things we want to say because we want to say it. We now have a data to prove that men who are well-groomed on the success level, they are at the top of the pecking order. Self-care is very, very important. I'm just saying this. You have to take care of yourself. Liberian people say, oh, look at our old man, he want to be young. Look at our old ladies, she want to be younger. But your physical health is attached to your mental health. If you feel good about yourself, your behavior, your attitude transcends. If you are a male, I will advise every 2 weeks, if you can, get a haircut. If you are an older guy, you know you have to take care of your feet. Do your pedicure. It's good for you. If you're into walking and exercising, a good pair of shoes, walking shoes is important, but if your toenails are not well cared for. So I'm only saying this when we say that you have to look good, you have to smell good. Take care of yourself because your wife does. So yes, men that are well-groomed, men that take care of themselves are at the top of the pecking order. Even at times, as difficult as it is, because I know these things come with money. They come with a cost. But yet and still, you have to make do. Take care of yourself, my brothers. Don't let your wives leave you behind. Your wife looks good. She takes care of herself. When you come from work and you look at your wife, you feel good that she looks good. Do you ask yourself the question, do I look good for my wife in return? You have to take care of yourself, gentlemen. There's a lot going on in our country. As usual, we're going to discuss those issues. Last night, I was listening to the show while I was driving from Tallahassee, and I listened to a beautiful show yesterday. I also heard that someone is coming today. If it is true, we will be accommodating. But I have one observation. This platform loves to accommodate government officials. You need to come out here to tell us exactly what you are doing or what you have done. But my observation about the show yesterday was disappointing. Mr. Kamara came on here totally unprepared. This is not a show that you just come on and bring your propaganda and expect no one to ask you the tough questions. The questions are not even tough. They are only academic in nature. Mr. Robert Bade could not tell us what was the total employment capacity of the IMO. What was the unemployment rate? How many folks have been trained What were the numbers? Mr. Kwade was not prepared, but he was very defensive when he said, I am a lawyer, I am a journalist, you need to go and corroborate. Don't ask me. It is the default of an unprepared guy or man or a CEO. A CEO is the chair of every department. If you come to a show, you should be prepared to represent every department, at least know something about every department, particularly your manpower. By pushing your credential forefront tells me you were not ready. We don't want to know whether you are a journalist or whether you studied law. In fact, if that is the reason, it should be reason why you should be even more prepared with your data. Robert Garguah did pick the data from the workers' union. And he says, don't believe everything that is written. But at least the gentlemen who represent the workers gave numbers. You are his boss. You have no numbers. Zero. As I've always said, we will cite. Robert Garguah did cite the newspaper, the article, the author. And Mr. Kwade was on here trying to divvy out and delegate, telling the closing argument to send an employee of ours, as though he owns this platform and he's the boss. I was disappointed because I believe in social statistics. When you are coming, you have to do something called data mining. Bring some numbers. I heard the employment capacity of the Liberian Marathon is about 70,000. That's more than the entire Republic of Liberia. From the last administration and from what we understand that Liberia has, the Liberian government employs between 60 and 70,000 folks. If the Maritime Affairs or the Maritime Association employed that many across all her fleet, how many of those fleet, how many Liberians are on each fleet? What's the percentages? Instead, he talks about the place is not a place where you dump people. You need special skills. They are doctors and lawyers and engineers. How many lawyers does a ship need? Or are they supposed 70,000 employees? Are they all lawyers? Are they all engineers? Who are you kidding here? As much as we want government officials to come on here, you are not going to come on here and play on our intelligence. You have to come prepared with some numbers. You are not talking to numbskulls here. You are talking to professional men and women. We are not going to allow you to insult our audience. If the federal government or the state walk into my office and ask me how many employees you have, I can tell. I don't know how to drive a school bus, but I know how much I pay my drivers. I know how many gallons of fuel a school bus would take. I know how many tires on those buses. I know how many times the tires should be changed annually. I know how many miles a bus should go before they go for tune-up. I know how many miles they should travel before we change the oil. The gentleman who teaches classical music here, I know very little about classical music, but I know the instruments that he wants. I know how much they cost because I pay for them. I know when to tune them, and I know how much it costs to tune them, and I know who tunes them. I do not have a degree in curriculum development, but I know my curriculum folks. I know what the degrees are, and I know how to do it. So Liberian officials, when you are coming on these shows, we expect that you will come prepared and not try to flip the table as a propagandist to say, I do not want to have a dialogue with you. And our conversation is becoming secular. Your conversation becomes secular when you refuse to answer the question because you are not prepared. That is the monologue. Let's go to events in the Republic of Liberia. I want to start today's show with a very important editorial. This editorial is basically a retort or a rejoinder. It said 10,000 applicants for 500 jobs, at least. A stark call to action for Liberia's future. And the title of the editorial is, Liberia is too rich to be this poor. And it is written by Dr. Clarence Moneybar. For the Liberian Investigator. And it reads, Liberia is a gift from God. The beauty of our land is matched only by the strength and beauty of our people. Yet today we must confront an uncomfortable truth. After 178 years, our nation is still not working for the majority of its citizens. And the evidence is all around us. Look outside your window, walk the streets, visit our schools, or seek treatment at our hospitals. The truth is there for all to see. For a country as rich as ours, we should not have people as poor as ours. But this happens when a nation's budget process rewards consumption over production. Recurring spending over investment, the political comfort over national development. This, he said, must change. If this government is serious about rebuilding Liberia, then the budget must reflect that seriousness. It must prioritize the sectors that build human capacity, like education, healthcare, agriculture, and security. There are the pillars on which every successful nation stands. Imagine a Liberia where every child can read, where every hospital heals, where every farm feeds our people, and where every community lives in safety from criminals. This is a Liberia we must begin to build today and build together. And it is possible. Let us abandon the mindset that Liberia will never change. It can, and it will change. If other nations can do it, then so can we. Rwanda, despite a far more devastating civil war than ours, has transformed and is now a model of stability and efficiency. Ghana, a nation once decades behind us, is now decades ahead of us. But with budgets that prioritize government over people, we will continue to remain this way, behind the country that are way behind. No country can grow when its youth are unskilled, unsupported, and unemployed. Under the numbers, the combined allocation from Bunk Technical College, Grand Jita, Community College, Kakata Teacher Training Institute, Bassa Community College, Grand Crew are way behind. Meanwhile, 103 lawmakers and their staff receive over $50 million in salaries and benefits. This must change. We spent $200,000 on Maryland Vocational Training Institute and $500,000 on scratch cards for officials. Imagine $200,000 on an institution, or $500,000 on scratch cards for government officials. This must change if Liberia is changed for the better. A nation cannot survive when its citizens are sick, untreated, and without access to basic medical services. And the painful truth is this: in Liberia, the best medical advice too often becomes buy a plane ticket to a foreign country. Buy how many Liberians, but how many Liberians can afford that? Look at the numbers. Our largest government hospital, JFK, serving millions of people, was allocated $9 million. Meanwhile, the 6 leading political offices, the office of the president, vice president, pro tempore, speaker, deputy speaker, and chief justice, were allocated over $11 million. Think about this, though. More money spent on 6 officials and offices than on our most important medical facility. How does that serve the poor in the Republic of Liberia? This must change. Now consider agriculture, a sector that if prioritized could transform our nation, address rural poverty, strengthen national security, and finally give Liberian food sovereignty. Yet, years after years, we rely on rice grown in India to feed our people. The entire agricultural budget is barely $13 million, while we import over $200 million worth of rice every year, giving our wealth and our food security to foreigners. We produce little or nothing in these counties like Lofa, Bon, Magibi, Nimba, and Grand Jetta, areas that should be Liberia's agricultural engines. And I promise you this: foreign governments and international partners who support us will never take us seriously if we continue asking them to do for us what we refuse to do for ourselves. Things must change. our families who are struggling to feed their families. Why? No nation has ever developed by investing in bureaucracy over people. Yet that is what the budget like ours, so many before, is doing. Since 2006, 90% of our total spending has gone to recurring expenditure, with only about 10% going to capital. In other words, for every $1 spent on building roads, hospitals, and schools, we spend $9 on salaries, travels, fuel slip, entertainment, and other operational costs. We continue spending our more money on government perks than on training teachers and nurses and supporting farmers and security officers. Liberia will never truly succeed. And this budget, as currently situated and constituted, would not allow Liberia to succeed. The pain the Irish Liberian feels, the suffering they witness daily is very real. That is why another critical detail in this budget is being overlooked by far too many people. The government is increasing the goods and services tax from 12% to 13%. A higher tax rate means higher prices on almost every imported good, and therefore more hardship for the ordinary Liberian. When an importer pays new 13% rate on the free port, that cost too 100% be passed on to the Irish person. Take, for example, a market woman in red light. She depends on imported rice, oil, and seasoning cubes to make her daily bread. If each of those items increases because of the higher tax rate, she has only two choices: raise her prices and ask losing customers who are already struggling to keep her prices the same and earn less profit. She could raise her prices and risk losing customers who are already struggling, or keep her prices the same and earn less profit, making it even harder for her to support her family. Either she loses or Mr. Pewee. Honorable Pewee, welcome to the show.
Thank you.
We have a great editorial here from the great son of Lofa County, Mr. Moneyba. And he's making a lot of sense. He said this is why another crucial detail in the budget is being overlooked by far too many people. The government is increasing goods and services tax from 12% to 13%. A higher rate means higher prices on almost everything imported goods, and therefore more hardship for our ordinary people. When an importer pays the new 13% rate at the free port, that cost will be 100% passed to the Irish Liberian. And he went on to give several examples. Either she loses her struggling Liberian customer or keep her prices as it is and lose overall. The cost of living is rising, but the people's income is standing still. So yes, the budget may have increased, but that is because tax on the common citizen has also increased. Let me remind you that a national budget is meant to improve the lives of ordinary citizens. It should reduce pressure on households, not add pressure onto it. This cannot continue, he said. I speak now directly to His Excellency President Joseph Yuma Boakai. who needs to work in his government to pray or to wish them well, because his success is our success. We must build a new Liberia, a Liberia where the national budget reflects national priorities, a Liberia where the biggest investment are not in government offices, but in human capital and our potential. Chief, this is an editorial by a great son of Lofa County, Dr. Moniba. Your take on his editorial? Honorable Pewee, your take on Dr. Moniba's editorial? We are too rich to be this poor, he says.
Yes, quite frankly, I think we are too rich to be this poor. And I agree in part with him that the country needs some very steadfast managers, those that will deploy very great strategy in terms of removing our people, the mass base of our people from poverty. It's important that we do that, and I agree in part with him on that. But what I would disagree with him, he was part of the managing team of the country, very close to the former president. That he even managed the president's deliberate unit. That unit, it was a very strategic unit meant to do some strategic planning, and part of the planning is to ensure that the country is moving on. I thought this editorial would have been part of the strategic discussion at the time in how we could begin the process of alleviating poverty during the time he played a more or less very major and strategic role in the Madam Salif government. But yes, I agree that we can efficiently manage this country, that will remove most of our people that are destituted from poverty. They will at least be able to live on the next line of things, if you will. So it's critical that we don't just take lightly his comment coming out. And that's why I was a little bit concerned today when I listened to the president said that the country, his administration, if I would put it the way he did, made some significant strides in alleviating hardship on the people of this country. I thought the president's statement today will also remind us as to what I observed in part of the Nyenwolo County, that significant strides in removing difficulties during that. I didn't see that when I went to Lofa County. I didn't see that when I visited Bon County. I didn't see that when I went to Myean County and the rest. I didn't see that in Mosorata, the Greater Monrovia area, and that of rural Mosorata. I didn't see that. So I didn't see that in other part of Nagbe when I visited Dorostar the last time. I didn't see that. I didn't see that in Charleville or in Garguah. I didn't see that incident notice, if you will. So it's a kind of a thing that I will agree partly with him, that the country is actually, we are endowed with a lot of resources, and if a country is endowed with resources, the way to go about that is for the managers of the country to be strategic and be very much think outside the box and be more innovative in bringing to bear the way to manage the resources that will reflect on absolutely everybody. But that's not the case currently. We have few of the folks that are living in opulence, if you will, and then the mass base of the people that are living from hand to mouth, if you will, or don't even know how to start their day. So these are the things that are unfolding, Mr. Gayman, in the country. So for Mr. Mumba to say that, yes, I would agree with him, but again, I think these are lip service because he himself play a very strategic role in the past unity party government. That's something I thought he would have raised, but he didn't do, and I don't think so. For me, the kind of opportunistic way our leaders approach things, sometimes the message may be good, but the messenger, in other words, may not be carving the message in a more appropriate and strategic way. But yeah, the country needs some good managers, and I agree in part with him on that. That if we can tackle effectively, Mr. Gayman, tackle fraud, waste, and abuse, I think the country can be headed to some. And I like how the president put it today also, that he commended his managers, his lieutenants, if you will, for trying to push our budget into the billions numbers. He himself emphasized that we always been 500, 600 million, 700 thereabout. And the first time I said that, and this is hugely commendable to have our government budget to be a little over $1 billion now. It's a great news. And the president said something today I thought to take key of, that if we are fighting drugs and fighting all things in this country, law enforcement officers should not use the bash as an instrument of intimidation on the ordinary people. And I thought that was a profound movement by His Excellency the President today. And we all would have to take very, very particular notice from that, where the Commander-in-Chief of the Armed Forces of the Republic and the Chief Law Enforcement Officer of this country is sticking to his lieutenants, those that he appointed to perform said tasks. I think that is a very important thing that we have to take note of. But the article written by a presidential wannabe is something that we all should pay attention to, that, yeah, the country is having some problem. And he said something last time, I don't know if I will agree with him in totality on that if we were to reduce certain things, reduce government institutions to at least half, according to what he said, then we were to pay civil servants at least $500 thereabout and all those things. But I think sometimes if you are upside, and I don't think he's totally upside, he's been into the government before. He understands the convoluted nature of our government bureaucracy.
So, not to cut you off, using your own logic, he met under that water, right?
Of course, he did that. He saw it.
So when you come out and tell you that we eating too much, you gotta believe it.
He very well he does that. But what I was actually driving at, Mr. Gayman, is the strategic and the convoluted nature of how the bureaucracy is functioning. Now, to just another person that got similar thought process is Simon Freeman. Simon Freeman got similar thought process.
Absolutely.
He believes that significantly reducing government is a pathway to creating wealth in this country and removing our people from poverty. Do I share the same thought process? No. Do I believe efficient government is the way forward? Of course. But in the way Mano Simon Freeman is thinking, I will have a different mindset about that. The approach mechanism will be different. Because, Mr. Gayman, you know, let's say, for instance, Mr. Gayman is superintendent of Grand Bassa County. He moved to Grand Bassa County. He's saying that all of the traditional chiefs, all of the districts in Grand Bassa County, he will fire all of them, close those seats. There will be no more traditional seats because he wants to see the county effective in terms of the local government issue also. Mr. Gayman will fall into a problem with the zones. He said, I want to see no zone, I want to see no traditional and other things. You're going to fall into a problem. The same we have to, if you want to come and say you want to cut all of the government institutions, you know, politics is not a corporation. And I can say this to anybody. If you, in an attempt to do that, people say, oh, the man will come take our children from job. How do you move on? This man's coming to take our children from job and come to do this and come to do that. How do we do this? So as a matter of way to go about it, I'm one person of the mindset that, yes, again, I agree with you. We already had a conversation. There's a need to have efficient government and efficient governance, but in a way that you want to cut plenty government institutions, they have to be functional, and it's going to be a problem. We can gradually do it, and that's how I want to call it. We can gradually fit into this, but the way to go about that, I listened to Mr. Moriba, Mr. Freeman, particularly Mr. Moriba's own thought process about this. The way to do that, I will counter that by saying we can gradually fit into this and begin to empower the private sector. If the private sector is not very powerful, then you can begin to slash out most of the government bureaucracy. That makes plenty of sense.
Let me work.
The private,
let me work on Jenny.
Yeah, meaning the private sector now going to be the shackles over that will absorb most of the government employees, and then you start cutting off in that line. But if you are to leave that, you have a weak private sector, then you move on to cut government by half, government institutions. It will be a very cataclysmic condition in the country in terms of hardship. And that's my thought process.
Let me welcome Johnny. Johnny, welcome to the show.
Hey, good evening, and thank you, Mr. Gayman, and thank you, Pewee, for being there.
We are discussing today's editorial written by Dr. Clarence Moniba for the Liberian Investigator. And it says, Liberia is too rich to be this poor. And a preface, there were 500 jobs at least, LIS, and 10,000 applicants showed up. 10,000 applicants for 500 positions. And he said, a stark call to action for Liberia. And the reason that I like this is because as a social statistician, you look at the number, you can't debate the number. He says here, no nation has ever developed by investing in bureaucracy over people. Yet, that is what this budget is doing, like so many before it is doing. He says since 2006 to 2025, 90% of the total spending has gone to recurring expenditure, with only 10% going to capital. In other words, for every $1 spent on building roads, hospitals, and schools, we spend $9 on salaries, travels, fuel slips, and you name it, entertainment. Johnny, this man is giving us stats, social stats, numbers. And you cannot debate the numbers. No matter who you are, if you took Joseph Boakai, you put Johnny, you took Johnny, you put Pewee, you took Pewee, you put Jerome Gayman, at this rate, that only 10% you have for operating costs towards capital development, you are not going to succeed no matter who you are. Your take on Dr. Clarence Moniba's.
Thank you, Mr. Gayman. I listened to that audio from Dr. Moniba. For a matter of fact, I am one of the strong supporter and progenitor of his vision for Liberia, and to just make that clear to the public. And clearly, as you say, Mr. Gayman, how can you let's take it to the family level? For me, I'm a sociologist. I like to take it lower, go to the family level. If the family income is $10, and you spend $8 or $8.5 on yourself as the father and the mother, but the children, which is their education, their health, whatever, you spend like 2.5% or 2%. How will our family grow? How can our family make progress? Right? But if the income of the family is $10 and 8% of the income is spent on the growth of the family, you are invested into family projects, the children education, you having all of source of income that will increase the family income, you will do better. You understand? So that's just a small scenario I want to bring to that point. And again, he made a point where I listened to my brother and Uncle Pewee, about the size of government. That the Monima is not discussing reduction of staff of employees of government. He is talking about reduction into the bureaucracy. You have 104 government offices. Every time we keep creating new agencies, new bureaus, new autonomous this and this, you keep creating the bureaucracy to the extent that the small money you got for the country, you don't spend it all while we affect the ordinary Liberian people in the country. So what he is saying in the sense is, let collapse on these agencies and then let them emphasize their work in the counties. Right? You go to Monrovia, all the ministry agency people in your offices, you hardly see what they're doing. Where are they should be working? In the counties, in Nimba, in Bon, in Grand Gila. So the idea is, let all these ministry agencies collapse and let the staff go and work, assign in the counties where the actual work of government will be taking place, because the essence of government is to serve your people. So his idea is to say, let's cut down staff. No, he cannot cut down staff. What he's saying is, cut down the bureaucracy. You have 104 government ministries and agencies in the country. And maybe before we finish with this term, we may even get more than 104. There will be new agencies again created. And as you create new agencies, you keep increasing the overhead, the administrative cost of government. So say, for example, if you took 3 or 5 agencies that got similarity in their work, and you put them under one umbrella, one agency, those individual costs you will have for petroleum, for this card, for the other one, for those senior members of the place will be reduced, and it will go towards doing more work in the counties. Say, for example, we have 1.4 million and $1.2 billion budget. Let's say you divide our $1.2 million budget by, let's say, by 20. The 15 counties, then the extra 5 are other agencies. And say that amount, each county has a budget that they will work with within the regards to every government ministry and agency in our county. You will see how fast, how progressive we build this country. But if everything is based on bureaucracy in Central Monrovia, Central Asia, with the kind of system we got, we'll go for the next 20, 50 years. I don't see us making the kind of progress that we want in this country. So that's the idea. So the idea is not to say we want to reduce staff. No, maintain the current staff, but spread it across the country, collapse the agencies and government into a smaller group by 50%, and then those individuals will have what to do in the counties. People that are in Monrovia need to be in Bomi, in Cape Mount, in Bapolo, in Lofa, in Grand Gila, Sino, River G, Grand Crew, Maryland, River Cess, Pastor. They should be there working efficiently and effectively on the government ministries and agencies. That's the idea behind into that. And Mr. Gayman, again, before I close on this discussion, the point is, Liberia, we need to think outside the box. This format we have, this one format of government budgeting that have been from the day of 1847 to now. Let's see how has it grown this country. You've gone to $1.2 billion. How much of that $1.2 billion is either going to serve the Liberian people? According to the budget, they say 200 million will go towards services. 200 million is 1% of 1.4. I mean 1.2. It's 1%. It's about 10%. About 10% of the 1.2 billion. How can you spend 1% of your income? I mean 10% of your income in your home as a family on the children education, the children health, housing, and then the 90% spent on yourself as a father. Do you think that family will make progress? They will grow? No, they don't. They wouldn't. That's just the example I thought to share with us. But actually, we have to change our mindset when it comes to our national growth and development with reference to the budget. Because the budget is the tool that must build the country. The budget incorporates the vision of the leader. So, for example, President Barker's vision, the AARD, it should be seen into this budget and presented to legislators for review and review and allocation or whatever. So as it is at 1.2 billion, what is in there is what the president sees as his vision for Liberia. And if it is his vision, then I don't see him making the kind of progress we will make in this country.
Thank you very much. Let me welcome Dr. Peabody. Dr. Peabody, welcome to the show.
Thank you, sir. Welcome back. I hope you had a pleasant trip taking the kids back to school, and I hope they had a great Thanksgiving. Good to see you, Sylvester and Johnny as well.
We are talking about the editorial from Dr. Clarence Moneba that is scathing.
I forgot to Mr. Gayman, you look 22 on your 65th. But happy belated birthday to you. Yeah, and I forgot that you took a long haul. You drove taking your kids back to school, and
that was we use that time for bonding. We talk a lot of stuff. They talk trash to me, I talk trash to them, but that's what it is. But one of the things that when I started the show, I began with the survey from Yale University that was released yesterday. They said men that are well groomed, and we've been talking about self-care. Men that are well groomed are the epic of wealth, job creation. If you went to look for a job, if you are well groomed, you are most likely to get that job than a guy who is not well kept. So we are saying this. Johnny is here. Dr. Peabody is here. When your wife gets up on the weekend, she does her nails, she does her hair, she does facial. She want to look good for her man. But when you flip that around, do you look good for your wife? You think your wife want to come home and look at some ugly thing just sitting there with, No. Just the way she wants to be attracted, do your best so you can look nice.
Yeah.
So there you go. There you now the data shows.
Put your school glasses on.
Put your school glasses on. If you got to dye your hair, dye your hair. Get your hair cut. Do everything.
No, I ain't a dogging hair thing. No, but
the idea, what the data is saying, men that take good care of themselves, you wind up being successful.
Oh, yeah.
And they're not only saying that Yale have done the survey over a huge number of folks, guys who get a job are men who, when you go into
LeBron who say looking good at business.
Of course.
Yeah.
Because when you walk in there, it's a connection between your mind and your attitude. If you look good, you feel good, you behave good, you act good. And when you walk in the man, they automatically you walking on water. Yes, because I feel good about myself.
And you proud about yourself too.
Of course. So when I'm performing, the man will see confidence. He will see it. Yeah. Like me, when I walk somewhere, someone say, I say I'm 65. They say, that's not true. So I tell them, how do you want a 65-year-old man to look? Then you want me to look? Yeah, Jelly, your uncle that we hire in the village, then no. It doesn't work that way. But Dr. Moneba said something. He said 103 lawmakers and their staff received $50 million in this budget in salaries and benefits. And the rest of the country get little or nothing. Then he says here, we spent $200,000 on Maryland Vocational Institute. That's the college, the entire college. But we are spending $500,000 on scratch cards for our officials. Can you imagine? An entire university, vocational university, get $200,000. And we get $500,000 in scratch card alone. Dr. Peabody, he is saying we got our priority. No country has ever developed operating this way, and Liberia will never develop it. We can't change drastically.
Of course. What's the priority there? The priority there are myself and I. That's the priority we see there. Because if I'm paying somebody thousands of dollars, what do I have to pay his cell phone? Most of the phones are not even used for government purposes. Most of the phones are used for personal use. So I'm paying somebody $5,000, $10,000. Why am I paying his cell phone bill? Can you imagine? Take away from that cell phone bill, that crash card bill that you pay those people. It could renovate Maryland University. It can renovate Bethel Community College. It can do a whole lot. It can even pay. You can buy a dialysis machine for JFK and all of that. But we do things. Sometimes the gas slip that we gave, those slips are just too much. I mean, you're giving somebody almost 50 gallons of gas to drive from Sincar to Capitol Building. Why you don't have a central gas station that every government vehicle go and load and leave from there? But that cannot be, we keep that in our head, that will not do it. From 12 days, we still getting gas and go and know that there's a way that we can cut these things. But some of our educators, Dr. Moniba is saying the truth. We make the budget, not for the Liberian people, but we make the budget for us. It's only us that we get the budget from. Then, because we put the balance. It's like somebody said, you just die in the house, you eat half of the food, and then you leave small in the pot for the children to divide it. Okay? Man cook get beef food, you said before anybody cut. I come and cut half. I come and cut almost all the food that even so enough will not be left for our cousins that in the house. I eat all. Then I say, oh, the other one for the children. But then I expect the children to grow up and nurture and have all the things that they need. It's not going to happen. And that's what we see in the budget. The budget was not made for the Liberian people. It was not made to support the Liberian people. It was made for those who in the government to benefit. I don't even know what I even talk about the traveling allowance allocated to travel in those things.
If you look at this, he says here, look at the number. He said the largest hospital, JFK, serving millions of people, was allocated 9 million.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, the 6 leading political offices, the vice president, the president pro tem, the speaker, deputy speaker, make $11 million.
Yeah.
The entire nation hired a hospital that serve millions of people. 9 million. Those few guys alone, their salary covers the hospital plus more.
Yeah. So
how?
They talking about eradicating diseases. You're talking about better healthcare system. You're talking about, you think that can ever happen? Well, the hospital who should keep you alive. You get the least amount of money and you taking all of that. I mean, why is Richard Cohn getting $11 million? Why is he getting that amount of money for the office?
Their offices, they're getting it because there are some people in life that just deserve more. They are superior. So their upkeep is better than yours. And that's what it is. But this is one of the things that we are talking about when we say our folks don't care about our folks. But let's go to some positive news here. I really like that article from Dr. Moniba. I was able to pull up. Now, one of the things that we got to be careful for, Chief, is this one right here. Okay? I don't know if you can read it.
It's not achievable. Lawmakers want. Yeah.
Yes. That you're just right. The reason I pulled this up, during the Torgbean era, they used to call the LEG, right? That the lower house, they used to call that the LEG. They used to consider the least educated group. That was the group that used to say, so say one, so say all, right?
Yeah.
It Torgbean say it, what can I say? That's it. So the House have gone through this present 1.2 billion budget, and they came out and said that's not true. They said it is not achievable because the budget that is being sent here is only aspirational. That means it's in your head. It's like a dream. You're just picking numbers from the sky. There's nothing to support it. This budget is now 2.1 billion. We are not saying that this is what the House is saying. So I wonder, these people just write these things and give it to the president to make this announcement when they know that people are going to come back and ask. So this budget is not 2.1 billion. I mean, we all saying it, but the people who got a budget and gone through it say it's not true. We do not have the first last year we had a $880 million. We couldn't make that. We had a budget shortfall. So how do you go from 700 million to where you getting other $400 million from?
Yeah.
So this is what it is. But let's go to some good news here. They said the Liberia Rural and Renewable Energy prayer, is that REA, yeah, has reached a major milestone with the successful completion of 100% solarization work at multiple public health facilities across several counties in the southeast. The achievement follows a comprehensive pre-commissioning tour conducted by and to elevate to evaluate the performance of newly installed solar photovoltaic system and battery energy storage system ahead of the formal commission of facilities. Johnny, this is your area. These guys have electrified all the government hospitals, government clinics, all the government facilities in the southeast. This is great stuff.
Yeah, but Mr. Gilmer, I'm a Liberian like you, like any other person. I'm happy to hear that our health facilities in the country are being supported with energy. But I'm also mindful to be excited or to celebrate until I'm sure that what is being read is actually what is on the ground. Because we have an example in this country, we have heard big things in the media. When you go and see it in actuality, what is written in the paper is not what you see.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm happy to hear this one. I'm happy. I want to make sure it's true. And before I speak about it, before I celebrate and be so excited, I'll have to confirm that this is what happened in the Southeast. Because I want to know when you say Southeast, are you talking about Barclayville? Are you talking about Barabo or Kalukin or Karuwe? Are you talking about a government camp? Or you're talking about those central points like Greenville, Barclayville, and Harper and Fishtown and Redwood? Because I know there are several health facilities in those counties, in the districts, that actually are in need of those services. So before I get too excited and I get shocked, I will confirm it. But meanwhile, so you have said, what the news say, I'm happy that such thing is being done. I'm happy that it should be true enough that we make our citizens in those places to be served with better medical equipment through the service provider from the solar system.
It said, under the effort, 88 public health facilities across Liberia are now fully solarized, making significant progress towards the country's universal energy access agenda.
Okay.
The only reason, Dr. Peabody, that I'm concerned here is this is not done by our government. It is being done by private entities. And when they build these things, when they leave, nobody maintains it, it dies. So while we are happy, this is what our government should be doing. But we are leaving it to NGOs. When the NGOs leave, that's it. So this is good news, but
I like what Johnny said. He said we can see the news, but it's not like what it appears appears in the news. So it's very good news. It happens, but I want to see whether this is true or it really happening for real. Because as he said, people will say things sometimes it appears so good in the news, and when you go check it out, it's not even what we read in the news, a thing like that. But every government institution, every healthcare sector should have that kind of energy, so that it can provide electricity and other things for the people in that area. And I don't know how true that is, but I'm looking forward to hearing more about it and hearing about if this had actually happened in Liberia. Will be on a very good path, very great path to that. So that's it. But Mr. Gayman, just before you go quickly to the next topic, I just want to mention that this is the time of the year that we try to take gifts for our able working staff in Liberia. Those
That's
who
correct.
working behind the scene and doing work for us, from the guys in studio, the technical guys, to all the other people. So we will be coming up with our Cash App. We ask you to just donate anything you can give. I mean, voluntary, anything you can give, so we can at least have something for the guys in Liberia on the Christmas. So Myean will put that thing up later, the Cash App stuff, and then you can just, if you want to donate or you donated, just put in the chat room that you donated this, and we'll kind of put it up there and put your name out there. But we want to make sure we get back before Christmas in Liberia. So I just thought I wanted to bring it up.
Yeah, well, it's a tradition. Today, just before you even talk, I received a text here because I usually contribute to National Public Radio right, in the United States. Today, they just sent me a text. Today is Tuesday, the day of giving. Every December 2nd, day of giving. Yeah. They're announcing it on everywhere you go. It's day of giving. Give. So listen, if it's time of giving, we're giving to other people. Why don't we give ourselves too? So guys, we got a lot of guys and girls working in Liberia. This is not government. This is few of us here. But it depends on us to feed their families, to do what these kids do or these young folks do. They travel all over the country. In fact, I heard that they are traveling with Tomalin today. They're supposed to be going to Nimba.
Yeah.
It takes money to buy gas. And listen, the risk these young folks take to be on motorbike from Monrovia to Nimba. You saw that people die in the car. Just imagine in the car, but just be on the bike. So what we do to bring you the news and bringing those videos the young folks are doing, guys, we need to be as generous as we can be to make sure we appreciate them, that it is worth it. We don't have stolen money. We don't have any corrupt money here. It depends on what we get, that's what we give.
Exactly.
And the Lord, as my pastor always say, that God loves a cheerful giver.
Yeah.
Then she would tend to visit Mr. Giver. How much you giving? I said, why me? So that's what it is, guys. Some of you have been a year in, a year out. You have been giving, you have been donating. And believe me, this time we are not going to allow Dr. Peabody to forget. No, we are going to make sure we check the account every day.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Doc, when do you want to remit? When do you want to send money?
We're looking at
time to go shop for the families.
The latest will be by the 20th, so we can remit for them. Yeah.
Good. So guys, we got 18 days, a little over 2 weeks or 3 weeks. Whatever you have, please.
Yeah.
We're gonna put the numbers up. Send it to our boys and girls. I call them boys and girls because they're so young. Myean is barely 18.
Yeah, and he's very, very active.
Very active. My twin girls, my babies that I took to Florida State, they're senior in college, but they're 20. They're 3 years older than Myean.
Yeah.
And look what Myean is doing.
Yeah.
He's everywhere.
Everywhere. He's active. You put him on the IT, he's there. You put him on this, he's there. Look,
we want to remember now. We got to take care of him because once he get married and start having children,
he gone from us. He gone.
It's over. Let me welcome Honorable Nagbe. Victor, welcome to the show.
Hey, Mr. Gayman, welcome back. You look different.
Man, I look younger every day. That's what Pewee said. But guys,
Johnny, what's up, Dr. Peabody? How are you? Look, before I forget, I know we wish him a happy birthday, but I wanted him to come before I will announce. He has been invited into a very prestigious group of activists in Mozambique. He has been invited to join the team of the opposition leader in Mozambique, Vinicio Medellin, I believe. Mm-hmm. I think they call themselves Anamola, I believe, Jerome. Anamalala, yes.
Enough is enough.
Alliance of Free and something at Mozambique. Yes, so I think he'll be appearing regularly on their forum where they discuss ways and means, in which to continue to strengthen the opposition community. So, I'm very proud of Jerome, and thanks to, the platform too for giving us the exposure so that people will notice what we do. So
Right.
I wanted to wait for him to come before I would announce that. So Jerome, congratulations, my brother.
Well, congratulations, Mr. Gayman. Congratulations. It's a big achievement, significant achievement.
Gayu zuo, apo guvo zuo, Gayu.
We have to give thanks to people like you all. It's a family. We all do this. And I also want to say thank you to Dr. PLO for recommending and making sure that I got on that particular team. He sees this young man as the future of Africa, one of the futures of Africa. And he won the election in Mozambique, and they stole the election from him.
Wow.
And he has put together an international team, and the present president called him to join the team.
Oh, wow.
That's how much pressure now is being bared on him. Wow. Because it was clear he won the election. So I will be providing my expertise with the team. We're going to be doing as much as we can. We're going to go to Mozambique. We're going to do a lot. So the same thing we are doing to make our country better is why we are doing that. And it is good, Doctor and Johnny and Vic, that people are watching some of these things that we are doing.
Right.
And they decide to ask us to bring our expertise on board. So it is also kudos to the TCA platform. PLO was on here. He was quite impressed with what we do. So we are not just a regular Liberian platform now. We are much bigger. We are international. And the gentleman is going to be appearing on our show here.
That's good.
We talked about it. He will be here. In fact, yesterday, we also heard that the group from Tanzania,
wow,
is now trying to tag in. So the folks, the election was stolen from them too in Tanzania.
Wow.
And the killings that went on. So, we are doing as much as we can to make sure that someone like Dr. Moneyba be, Johnny put me in touch with Dr. Moneyba because I would definitely highly recommend him to serve on that team so they can exchange ideas, because at his level, they're all running, they got new ideas, they are young. These guys are real young.
Yeah.
And that's what it's going to take. We have to support them and do everything we can. So it's an honor not just for me, but for every one of us. But let's talk a little bit about our.
Mr. Gayman, 1 minute, please. Thank you. So let me commend you again, Mr. Gayman, and this make the closing argument a premier social media site. To have one of us recommended at the continental level.
Yeah.
If you were with me here, if you were here with me in Liberia now, I would have ran straight to Lofa, get you a gun on Palm One.
It's not late. FedEx can deliver it here.
We appreciate our ancestors. We appreciate the Almighty God for lifting Liberia. For a matter of fact, Dr. Kehleboe Gongloe and Dr. Moneyba are teaching a course together in Kigali, and I will do my best to connect him with you. Maybe he might be following the show right now, but I will let him know. I will share your number with him, and we'll call you, and you guys can build connection from there. But PLO, Moneyba are sharing a leadership course at the African School of Governance in Kigali.
Tell him we read his editorial.
Okay.
Yeah, we read it. It made a lot of sense.
Jerome,
a lot of sense.
Tell Johnny, they may not be aware, Glennie Jr. and Susie Goya closed the Lofa border. They gotta open it.
Listen, I don't know what he uses to close the border because people just keep
I don't know.
People coming.
I think that border closing and opening one day, maybe about 10 times in one day.
Yeah, one day, the last time I saw some pastors coming there wearing high heel women's shoes. I saw my pastor brother there say he looking for a wife, and he tell the kind of wife he looking for.
Yeah, everybody's going to that border now. Everybody's going to that border.
Somebody called me and said, "Is that pastor man speaking English or what?" I said,
oh, Johnny not playing. No.
There go my power. My man.
Johnny not playing.
Listen. Where my homeboy Tomalin George, stop at this man's house and pick up my power and chill it for me.
Yo, Tomalin said he was looking for some today. I think Tomalin going to Nima. He said he expecting to take some. He said the one he brought from
Nima ain't got power, man. He going the wrong direction. You gotta go to Lofa. But Doc, let's talk about this fundraiser real quick.
Yeah.
How important it is for us to do this fundraiser?
Yeah, it's very important because these are folks who risk their life. Some of them going home 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock in the morning, coming from the studio, and we don't give them much, So we just want to, as a means of supporting their family or even themselves, to go out and eat a good meal by themselves and hang out, and just to show, like you talk about, Mr. Gayman, today is a Giving Tuesday, where people give. I normally used to do that with my nonprofit, where I get people send me a lot of money on these kind of days, but I forgot the time, so I didn't even do it this year. But the thing is, we want to show appreciation to people who work for us, and giving them something where they can go to the market, or where they can go sit down to some entertainment, or where they can just use it to do other things. It's an act of gratitude to show how much we appreciate them. And that's why we want to just raise. We all going to donate here. I'm going to donate. Everybody going to donate. And we're going to send it directly to them in Liberia, and just to show appreciation. This job is not easy. Before Mr. Gayman started doing anything, I used to sit down here, and sometimes by the time I can't even eat lunch, I can't even eat dinner. By the time I go out, I'm 8:30. I'm hungry, sitting down. And if nobody comes, not only that, but when you get out of the chair, sometimes you're back and hurting for sitting so long. And this is a complete sacrifice. So, talk about those kids who are sitting there 2 o'clock, 12 a.m. in the morning. I went to Liberia, and 1 or 2 times during the show, I couldn't stay up, I was falling asleep. And for them to sit there all day, driving from one end, the guys in studio who put in the wires and making sure the show comes on, we just want to appreciate them. So, guys, if you want to make a contribution, we have SendWave information there as well. We got Zelle, we got TCA. You can just, any amount will be helpful. Anything you can give will be fine. You can just put it right, and then write it in the live feed here. I sent $20 or $25 your name, want to record it, and then come up with a list of people who pay at the end of all of this to know how much money we collect and stuff like that. So we encourage you. There are some panelists who join us on this show who's having some problem as well, in other countries, and we can also help them, in the minimum way that we can to help them meet some needs. That would be great. So we ask that you give. If you can, we appreciate it.
Yep, guys. Look, Johnny is on the ground. Tomalin is on the ground. Sometimes Tomalin says he doesn't even want to go out because he feels so bad. You get a few dollars in your pocket, you can eat, you can do whatever you want to do, and then everybody around you got nothing. You go to a little spot, you want to be there to be privately, and you feel so bad that you have to offer people that, and not that you got so much money, but you got your friend sitting by you and he got nothing to drink, nothing to eat. The least you can do is say, my man, it's on me. it may be embarrassing. Sometimes you don't want to say it, but you know, you just tell the bartender or the chef or whoever cooking and say, you know, my friend wants something. Just ask him what he wants. To put some dignity in what we do. Okay, so if we get something and we send it by the 20th, they got to leave 4 days to go and shop, get a few things for the family. Myean, parents, maybe dating somebody, do something, but it will make them feel good. It will make you feel good too. So guys, the number is here. The closing argument wishes you Merry Christmas, Happy New Year. Contribution can be made by way of the cash, the dollar sign, capital TCA 2500.
Yeah.
If you're doing Zelle, it's Zelle, and the number there is 678-438-3003. And if you're doing SendWave, you can do 0888-297-311. It all goes into the same pot. We'll give you credit for it. So we got from now, I would say by the 15th, if you got anything to send it, let's give them a little more time to shop. But the drop deadline is the 20th.
Yeah.
Something now between then and that. There is no limit. You can send 10,000. If you are a government official and you in our budget and you got one of those, you got one of those $900 million budget.
Part of that 900 mil.
Send us some of that money, goodwill toward mankind. To mankind mean woman and man, because we got a young lady by way of Care Radio. Very bright, brilliant young lady. We got a lot of folks out there. And what surprised me is Dr. Peabody, I just show up here every day to talk. Sometimes crap. But
even doing that, it's not easy.
Yeah, but what I'm
doing that is not easy, Mr. Gibman. I know,
but those young folks on the ground, when the month ends, they look for small things.
Yeah.
You have never called me to say, my man, the stuff is due. You do the best. You got to do the best you can to make sure that those few guys that are there get what they got. Whether it's $10 or not, but they get it and it's coming. And we do better than the Republic of Liberia.
Yep.
You send your pay, you send whatever you send those young folk every month. The first of the month, they get what they're supposed to get. Government people, Johnny, they're still waiting for that paycheck to drop on the 19th. So now they say, how can you get your pay on the 19th?
Johnny work for international crew that paid account on time.
I know, but listen, how can government...
Why isn't the man guy freight gallon of power, Jerome?
Yeah, they've been walking around with power. Listen, the man secured the power more than his car battery. So, guys, they say whatever we do, we give thanks. But guess what? Never lose your sense of humor.
Yep.
Yeah.
Laughing is good for us.
It's therapeutic. I
Very therapeutic. You got to laugh. You got to have fun. And self-deprecation is even better. You make fun, like this guy, Rodney Dangerfield. Rodney Dangerfield was a comedian that when you look at him, you don't have to say anything. You just look at him and laugh because he looks so funny. He looked funny. He said when he was born, his father looked at his wife and said, "What is this?"
What is this?
He said he was such an ugly baby. The father asked his Look, when you look at it, the guy was one of the most successful comedians I ever met. No cursing. Those days they were real comedians. They didn't curse. They didn't curse women. They didn't denigrate women. They just made you laugh. I mean, when the man said I wanted his thing, I almost fell from the chair. He was so ugly as a baby. And somebody looked at him and said, "You're still ugly."
He's still ugly.
So guys, let's get Myean and the other guys, Masare. And the other young man, I like his name. His name is
Musa.
Sa Ndembe, I think his name is. Beautiful name he has that. So we want the young folks to feel good about what they do, especially about us who hire them. So we can go out there and say, guys, you work for TCA. I saw him the last time. He said, Mr. Gayman, when I go to the executive mansion, I wear my press jacket and it said TCA on it. He feels good about himself.
Yeah.
Okay. And that's how it is. So they are representing us there. You sure don't want you to fall down from hunger. You don't want that, because this young man goes, the last time, 2 o'clock in the morning, he was up covering the fire. The fire that killed that woman, that whole family. He was there all night.
Yeah, I mean, I remember that if you and I were on the show when he went live from there that evening around 11 o'clock, you know. And you know, Mr. Gayman, I'm sure people can now, you know, tell their experience. To be sitting here in Monrovia when everybody else, you know, trying to take some rest, and you're sitting up to make sure that you are part of the conversation that helps Liberians to be informed. It's very interesting, but more than that, it's a national cause, a national duty. Others may not recognize it, but I think I clearly just know that. I mean, to come and sit up in the US by 5, and for all Liberia by 10 o'clock and be on until 12:01 is really a national call. And whatever we will be raising to give them does not even, take care of the value of their labor, but it's to appreciate them and recognize and encourage them as young people to get involved with the national call and national duty.
And one of the things that we have to talk about is this ungratefulness that it is embedded in our DNA.
Yeah.
Liberians are so ungrateful. Someone gives you something that you didn't work for.
Yeah.
Something that they struggle for, and they find it honorable to give it to you. And instead of paying back with kindness, some of you do it with disdain.
Yeah.
They will say, "Oh, my man, thank you for that little thing you gave me."
That's it.
I sent my cousin, I bought a new eye wash. My daughter bought one for me. So the one that I had before, I sent it to Buchanan and said, "Oh, my cousin would be real happy to get an eye wash, an Apple wash." He called me by the man, "Thank you for the old watch you sent me." Oh. Can you imagine?
Yeah. But Mr. Gayman, I'm not cutting it off. There's a young man who drive. He was driving, assigned to me. He asked me to bring him a phone. Okay. I bought this phone $147. I gave it to this young man on this recent trip. You know what he told me? He said, "Oh, Mr. People, I think the people lied to you. I think the people who sold you the phone robbed you because it looked at the Chinese food they're not around here." So he gave it to me. He said, "Can you when you go back, can you change it?" So I said, "Okay, no problem, bring it." I took it and gave it to somebody else in Monrovia.
Yep.
And that's the end of that.
Yeah.
That's the end of it. No more. No more. Just recently. I don't want to call the name or who you were driving for because they will know, but it was really unappreciated, very ungrateful. Yeah. Also.
Yeah. I'm saying this because even recently with Honorable Pewee, he went to a show, and after the show, he had given some gratuity or something to some people, and people call here on this show to say Pewee came from America, and he gave the people $5. Can you imagine?
That's them.
This man took his own money. He owes you nothing. Gave you something that he could have given to his wife, his children, his nephew, his cousin, everybody. He gave it to you.
And Mr. Gayman, I'm sorry, I'm not calling. They are into that story. I was in OKFM a day because I went there back to back, right? I was invited first by Clarence. Tomalin and myself went on, and then they invited us a panel discussion with another factories, and it was also slated for Kamara Baba to come in. I was also invited. So I have gone there. They knew I was in studio. The first day I went there, I spent more than $150. The same group of people that was hitting the soundbite, other thing, when they learned I was there, they came back, and probably the person that was didn't listen well. That second moment also, I spent $60. I was instructing them because the group had they came out getting money. I said, give the $5 to the other guy. You guys take this. Get the other $5 to this. Get the other $5. Get the other $10 to this. And kind of like, listen, it's out of goodwill.
Of course,
you wouldn't do that. The first day was around $160. The second, so I don't want to say it. I don't like to say it on a serious note. I don't like to say it, but since I came here, the money I have spent outside my immediate family, just on friends and people that I don't have something of, it's far more than $1,500 US.
Of course, but you don't have to say that. Like Peabody would tell you all the time.
Peabody will tell you the rest of it.
Yep.
We don't like to say things, and I just know one guy say we from Delaware. This is a man probably he's squatting somebody's business and we from Delaware get smelled. Yeah, that's what the squatting is someone's business. Other thing. You think we just can't give him money?
They are very ungrateful. That's why
you guys say spirit keeping other thing, and people don't do that. And that's the reason why people hate to people believe that they are entitled. Probably my wife is entitled to what I have.
Of course.
My kids are entitled to what I have. But at that point, the thing, the man, sometimes it's a difficult thing, very difficult. But again, it don't deter us. And what we do what we want to do in order to move on.
But the thing is, the phone I bought the same phone for my sister in March and give it to her. This young man I don't know from nowhere, only because you helped me, you were driving, and you said you need a phone. I came back and made a promise. This dude told me that whoever sold me the phone may have fooled me because the Chinese food. So I said, just bring it out when I go back.
Yeah.
I will exchange it for you.
I would tell the Chinese people to say the real one.
And you know what I noticed that the people back home, most of them they don't use the cases that we use. They don't get. They don't protect the phone. No, they just carry like that. And so most of them the screens are all cracked, and they want a new phone.
Yeah, one of the guys told me a phone. I was trying to ask me. He said, "When you go, you can get me a phone." I said, "Okay." He said, "No, but the phone I want."
Yeah.
He told me that the last time the vice president of EULA in America, special assistant, assistant, the phone I made using, but the phone I want, Mr. Nagbe, the phone I saw you in Cuba.
Okay, I hope you went to the manager already to do the interview.
No. I'm going. Agree, brother. I'm actually going there tomorrow to do that because it's a challenge. He said that we need to go and get the record straight.
Absolutely,
and that is important because we cannot now be boasting of category A, and we are the biggest state registry in the world. In the world, we took over from Panama, right? Panama, that's part of them having the Panama Canal. We took over from them. I mean, in terms of the employer rating of seafarers, we should not be competitive to other countries like the Philippines and other countries and Bangladesh or so, but I think it should be a little reasonable.
Yep.
We should have some reasonable amount of Liberians now on the sea doing something. So I'm actually going in tomorrow, and I will see the head of that department and want to find out so at least how many Liberians do we, because it's fair enough, Mr. Nagbe, the fact that we are the biggest registry in the world.
Yeah.
We need to have some fair appreciation.
We got to have some kind of leverage.
How many Liberians? We need to know this. Are they 1 or 2 or 3 or 100?
Yeah.
This we should have some appreciation of that. Then it will inform the country because it would be very counterproductive if we were to be tapping from that perspective. Yeah. And then we are far the honor employer of making use of the opportunity given in that sector. There's a need to tap into that, actually. Absolutely.
And you know, the ambassador yesterday, I mean, he was our guest, but I think he was a little bit combative. Look, this program has been in existence for over 70 years. You know what I mean? He came in, he was talking about specialized training, and I get it. But what is it that we're getting from it? If it is that we don't have specialized skill, then let them train the people. The program has been around forever. They don't have to necessarily run an individual standalone institute. They can collaborate with the university, several universities, and sponsor the students and teach the children to give them the skills. But we have to take advantage of, like you're saying, our the capacity of our registry. We have to. There has to be some kind of benefit we must accrue from this. But he was using words like curry favor. They're doing their best. Why are we ingratiating? I don't know. I don't understand. Maybe we're assuming too much. But I just thought, I thought he would have been a little bit more forthcoming to it, because he said he had the data, but he's a guest. We had to give him the
he didn't have the data, man. Listen, Johnny, I'm coming. If you are a CEO and you say we got 5,000 ships, right, on our registry, and at least we have convened the folks that they should hire at least 5 Liberians each. You can multiply the 5 by the 5,005 and say we got 250 people, we got 500 people working because we got them 5 on each ship. It makes sense. But for you to just come and say, if you want it, you got to go to Monrovia and go corroborate. The man is quoting the newspaper and the representative of the union, the president of the union, the man who represents the folks.
That's right.
You got no data. The union man is giving you the data that he has. Then you say his data is wrong. But where is yours? Then you say, well, go there, you will find out. But go, Johnny, go ahead.
Yeah, so thank you. I mean, I felt so bad that I couldn't join the conversation last night because I have a little bit of information. In fact, just today, I was in a meeting with an investigative journalist who is trained to investigate marital activities around the world. Look, I don't know why you guys ever asking how much does Liberia earn per ton on each of the fleet, right? Because each fleet that carry a flag, based on its tonnage, they pay you per ton to your country, right? So I know, for example, during the Taylor regime, they were paying 40 cents per ton, 40 cents per ton. And later on, when the UP came in 2005-06, it dropped to 20 cents per ton or so. And I think during President Weah time, it also began to drop. I don't know why it kept dropping, but we still had good number of ships carrying our flags. Now, there are two things in maritime issue: the size of the ship that carry your flag and the number of ships that carry your flag, right? And if we are right now, as you said, currently the largest fleet in the world, then it should have the right impact on our economy, on our budget.
But it's having impact on it.
But listen, it has impact, but not impact that is negligible, right? So I don't know if you want me that clarification. You should tell us how much do we earn per ton. And like I said, I know that during Taylor time it was 40 cents per ton, and later on it dropped to 20 cents during Manasseh. And we can go online and get statistics there. The information is out there. They are clear. They are not made up by me. They are there. And I will really ask this to the maritime investigative journalist to see if we can get him on the show with us sometime soon to even give us his expert information based on his role as an investigative journalist.
There's another. Oh man, there's some feedback.
Yeah. Somebody.
I was going to say, Johnny, I know Sylvester want to come in. I would have gone on a limb to say he would not have had that information, Sylvester. All he came to talk about was Liberia's re-election to the IMOC. That's what he wanted to talk about. He didn't want to. He didn't have anything. He came with no other data. Nothing. Robert pushing. He didn't have anything.
But fair enough. He wouldn't have any discuss that. He wouldn't have discussed that particular line. What he was punished. No one will ever discuss that on the channel platform. No one. And secondly, let me say this clearly: the Liberian government is a contractor of LISCA to manage our program. We don't manage the program. We contracted LISCA to manage the program. So the program is being managed. It's about 60-40. They run the entire thing. It's a very huge technical responsibility. When I went to Virginia to the maritime, the LISCA office that managed the program, they have a very huge room. You have like close to 150 to 200 agents sitting monitoring across the world, different areas. So the agents who manage the program in collaboration, the maritime officer just runs the administrative aspect of the office here in Monrovia, but the major responsibility that oversees and supervise most of the activities of the operations is based in Virginia. And then we have most of them also based in other satellite offices. We have one in Greece. We have one in a sub office in Accra, Ghana. That's not major, but we have one in Germany. We have one in Greece. We have, I think, one in Argentina. And we have, so these are that monitor all those things. If some of those ships are in distress, they have to call, people have to do the technical rating, the analysis, and all things. So we only have that information here. The contractor, I mean, the agent is LISCA, and they manage that, and they will have to. And during the Taylor time, RTC was contracted to do that. General Myean and RTC did manage it at the time. No one had any. The Taylor time, it was more in secret than ever any other time, right? Because that was managed by the RTC at the time, Mr. Taylor, and that of Mr. Ben Sanvee. These are the people that even knew about it. This time around, it is debated, discussed, and the legislature went through the process, review it, and give the contract to LISCA. It's extended. They can review after it's nearing the time, and then they will review by being it's a legislative issue, but it's actually being managed by this guy that is contracted to do so. I think there was how many years contract. It will be renewed again as we get close to the expiration of that. But our concern was, as the biggest registry in the world, how many Liberians seafaring?
Yes.
That is where we wanted team to actually comment on.
Even if it is crewmen, you understand me? Yeah, just tell how many
how many do we have?
Okay, guys, let me work out our queen here. Boy, look at you! I love, what is it back there? I love #love and what? Sarah, welcome to the show. I'm reading what behind you there. Love and what? Sparkle. Okay, love and sparkle. Maybe she didn't even put it there.
But I hope you'll be able to clear. The air. There are a lot of reporting that the former president is having problems with rank and file. Some people are trying to kick him out of the party. They think.
Hello, everyone. Can you guys hear me?
We can hear you. Now, can you hear us?
All right, so I close my.
I can hear you guys. Somebody tried to sabotage my.
I don't think anybody keep that man on the app
Somebody tried to sabotage.
Listen, guys.
Somebody tried to sabotage my whole Facebook operation. One of these kids went and took my iPad I usually use. I'm still looking for it, so I had to, use some kind of my old computer here. I don't know what I'm gonna survive, but I will try. Somebody trying to sabotage my operation.
We can hear you.
But you're looking good. So
but I will get them. So y'all say what happened to the president? We are again.
No, Mr. Nagbe said you looking. Mr. Gayman said you looking good. Respond to that first.
Thank you, sir. My birthday is right around the corner, so I try to,
When is it?
Tomorrow.
Oh, you are around the corner there.
Around the corner.
It's already here.
All the Sagittarians coming up. That's good.
Happy birthday, Sarah.
Y'all see people here. I put my gift together. I get some cash app and
Now, in my Tomalin voice.
Hey, you guys are invited to my Pepesu session on Saturday.
Yeah. Okay, that's good.
Awesome.
This coming Saturday. If you can make it, that's fine. If not, no problem. People, you were in Liberia, so
I will not be around. Yeah, if it's gonna be next Saturday.
So back to the topic. What happened in our country? What's going on?
Okay, 1 minute.
I'm told that. I didn't know, but I was discussing with some CDC guys. They said, Sarah is going to be in the country soon. But the country is moving on. The president said he made significant improvement in lifting poverty from the people. So he left at the cabinet meeting. The president said he's not doing the job. But folks are concerned. They want to see.
Well, you're on the ground. What do you think, Pewee?
No, and I said it yesterday, and I said it on most of the show that I've been appearing on in the country. On a serious note, things are. Listen, and again, in my community here, in the part of Dixville and Upper Garguah, I've gone there to inspect some project and other things. It's the same thing, right? The young people, they are hopeless. If the young people are hopeless, it's troubling.
It's just a little whitewash they put over here. And put the lipstick on a pig, it's still a pig.
Yeah, they are because to stop this country and the same problem the CDC faced, and we were on this whole thing, and the United Party used as a propaganda machinery, right, to misinform, disinform, and all the, you know, underrate most of the things that were unfolding. And unfortunately for the CDC, they didn't counter that propaganda very sufficiently and went against them.
Absolutely.
Now, if you are to build rules, and something that Mr. Weah and his government started to do, build out of markets, removing market women from those makeshift structures, right? Putting them into state-of-the-art markets like the Douala market and other areas, building sports and recreation centers, and they're showing, modernizing the University of Liberia campus, digitizing things, pushing things and other things, and doing all of that. But bulk of the Liberians still believed at the time that the lack of jobs creation was a problem. So if you start doing those things, and the same thing is stay out. If you are to move into Monrovia, the greater Monrovia area, you move into rural Monserrado and those other areas, go to Cox City, Nagbe. These are counties that I went to, Bon County, Nima, and Lofa. The young people are still in despair. There's no job opportunities. Recently, AME University graduated close to 900 students.
Yeah.
98% of those are unemployed.
Yeah, I agree.
So, I mean, there's a problem about...
It's a serious problem.
So that's the problem here. I don't see... It's
a serious problem.
Mr. Gayman, if nothing's going to change in this country between now and December next year, I will predict that if we're all... I will predict that they will defeat the Unity Party government in the first round, 2029. On a serious
wow.
Wow. Let me ask you this, Sylvester, and I don't doubt what you're saying. I mean, you're very perceptive about these things. But let me ask you this. I'm reading the communique from today's cabinet meeting, right? And all day long. And what is the communique? A one-pager. The president pledging a job creation acceleration strategy. What does that mean? 2 years running?
Yes.
2 years running, you go to the cabinet meeting, you're coming back to create a job creation acceleration strategy. Are you kidding me?
Yes.
And they're collecting money to build headquarters in every county in the country.
Yes.
And Mr. Nagbe, that is job creation acceleration strategy. That's a strategy they're trying to create.
Exactly. It's not job creation. It's not a creation. No.
Yes, the irony. Yes, the irony to that. The irony to that is
in 2 years they didn't create the strategy yet.
The unfortunate situation here is that the CDC folks, and no one going to do the job for them if they opt to do, and that's one of the reasons why I'm commending the CMC and the political leader of the CMC.
Sure, come and get vessel.
I'm not vessel, Mr. Nagbe. I'm not vexed. No, they play a regional. Liberia is number one on my mind. I don't care who wins, but United Party should not win. That is my position right now.
It's not only playing the role.
I'm not vessel.
Opposition leader in this country, but he's striking strategic balance in terms of what's affecting the Liberian people. Now you said
nothing. My position is clear right now.
Almost a month to the second year anniversary of you being in control of the states. You coming to tell or you come to create strategy to create jobs.
They have no clue, my brother. The people have no clue.
The irony to that is you are using $2.9 million to buy upright property as a party headquarters, and using other thousands of dollars to get it right across.
Yeah.
my incoming senatorial will-be senatorial candidate for Lower County.
We will support you, Johnny. We will support you.
Oh, yeah.
We will support Johnny.
I was Johnny. Let me.
But you know what, Sylvester? You know what, Sylvester? I know you haven't learned it yet, but I was reading today there was an uproar in the Senate coming from my friend Pato Jala and others, because Dillon and others are proposing that they cut their salary by 37.5% to $5,000. I heard Joseph Jala and other people. They will not do it. Almost throwing between in the Senate today.
They will not do it because that is life. That is life. Can you imagine a new $1 billion budget? Then you can call it again at 5,000. It will kill for it.
But guys, we got three issues here that are burning on the papers back home, on the front pages. One is the defense. The prosecutors and the government want to strike everybody that has some connection with CDC or all the jurors. If you are on a jury, if you are a juror and you have some connection, they go to your Facebook when they find out that you have some connection with CDC, even though they tried this a couple of times and they failed, they are still doing it. That's one, we're going to go to it. Second, there's something trending in Liberia when President Boyka said that he was going to do all he can to dismantle the CDC. There's something happening. A few days ago, we saw Kehleboe Gongloe,
oh Lord,
and his team.
Oh God!
I want to call running politician.
But today
infrastructure, yellow belly infrastructure.
But look at this. Today, one of the most corrupt people in Liberia. It said Liberia. It says CDC founding member Edward Ford. You remember Edward Ford? That you said chop.
Yeah.
Edward Ford rallied CDC in order to join him, to follow him to MDR.
What?
What?
So here we are.
Everybody getting wild up.
Yeah. They brought Kehleboe Gongloe. He took a share of CDC. Now they got Mr. Ford here. He rallied his crew, paying them to follow him to MDR. MDR. So are we seeing the actual purchase and dismantling of the
none of them can destroy CDC? They wasn't that.
Go ahead, Sarah. Go ahead. You are muted. Go ahead.
I'm muted.
Go ahead, Sarah.
I say
you are something is wrong with you keep muting automatically. What's going on?
She said she was not on a regular.
Okay. Let's go ahead. When I fix it, I will talk.
Okay, Pewee. We saw Kehleboe Gongloe a few days ago. Today we seen Edward Ford rallying people to follow him to MDR. You see, they don't want to go directly to the at least Gongloe went to the Unity Party direct. These guys are saying they don't want a Unity Party, they want MDR. The objective here is the same. It's subtraction by addition or addition by subtraction. Whatever they are doing, they are subtracting from CDC base. It looks like that's the strategy here. You are muted.
Absolutely, and that's going to be the strategy moving forward. And let me say this: listen, Mr. Gayman, I would have done the same if I were in the shoe of the rural establishment now.
Sure.
And if folks would sit and relax and fold their arms and want to clap with their feet and believe that those guys will sit and they'll do things to govern us sufficient power in preparing for 2029, then you should be hugely mistaken. Now, there's the strategy, and they will co-opt people. They will use things to get people. They will co-opt people by means of financial violence, if you will, because in this country we find ourselves, it is clear that there's no plenty of opportunities, if you will, and that's why I will find any professional person, because the professional people should stand up and protect the space for the rest of the folks, particularly if you're a lawyer. And the level I appreciate this country, can sit and survive. A lot of things you can do. You deploy Australia. You have to think us at the back to survive so that you protect the space, the democratic space in this country. But if you are better driven, if you are opportunistic in a more reckless way, then you be co-opted in the means of us blindly supporting what is not happening in this country. It's sad. It's absolutely sad. Because if I was just yesterday with the CDC, and I believe, and I still genuinely believe that Mr. Weah would have done a better job as president of this country than the current president. And I believe, and I still subscribe to that belief. But if I would just come out and just in no time, 360 degrees somersault and change most of the variables because I want to be compensated or brought in to the system, it's better to be balanced in striking it and saying, hey, there's been some improvement here, there's been this, there's been that here. But if they sit down, those guys are going to get everything, and that's the strategy. The strategy is to disintegrate the opposition camp. If you are to disintegrate, you go for some of the guys that are playing pivotal role in the campaign, co-opt some of them if necessary, and then some of them will come on their own illusion. Those that will come their own illusion, you keep them in certain bubble, keep them in the bubble, and get others, keep them, and then you use other surrogates that will be in. Now, listen. They're going to have, Mr. Gayman, they're going to have people internally in the CDC that they're going to pay money to surreptitiously to further cause more chaos in the CDC. Yep. That's going to happen. They will also attempt to do same to Mr. Musa Bedete. They started doing already that. Mr. Bedete is intending to co-opt or conscript people into the Muslim religion. That is far from the reality. Mr. Nagbe himself denounced that today. And he denounced that in Nimakana in the church. And I love the denunciation aspect as to how he went about it, right? Saying to them, and that was a brilliant move on his part, saying to them, hey, my wife is a Christian for 28 years. If I cannot convert my wife to be Muslim, of course I was for 28 years, how come? That was excellent. That
Musa is making some headway. He's doing some good things.
That's the kind of headway we want to see. Yeah, and that was a very important point, Mr. Gayman, that I listened on the news this evening, and I will call Mr. Bedete tomorrow and tell him, hey, I'm a communication strategist, so if I see someone pushing and responding, I thought that was the best response ever somebody can give. He went of 28 years. He never pushed to convert her. How come I will convert somebody else?
That's right. Charity begins at home, if I can.
Sylvester, with your permission, I will use that line too. Thank you very much, and we appreciate all the help we can get. Look, I'm sorry, Jerome. I'll give it to you quickly.
Go ahead.
Yeah, right now where we are, we welcome all comers. We're not claiming to be the smartest. We don't have all the solutions, and we will not always get it right. We will make mistakes because we're all humans and we're fallible. But we're urging also come on and strengthen the movement. Right now, we need to turn things around. And with all due respect to Sarah and the CDC, I get it. We are all in the same camp. But right now, we are all fighting we're in a primary. When we get out of the first round, if we have to come together, we will. But right now, we are going to work the hardest. We're going to try to reach as many people as possible. That's right, and that's our focus. So
I just wanted
that point you just made. I appreciate that.
Go ahead, Sarah.
I just wanted to say that at this point in time, I don't know whether it's injury time or what kind of time it is, but people will do all they can because President Bouaka said that when he becomes president, CDC will die. He can never destroy CDC. None of them can destroy CDC. CDC is a grassroots.
To your point, I don't see that many people joining, the party though. People are coming from various parties and going to various parties. Very few people are going towards the UP.
Yeah, well, what they try to do there is what we call voter suppression. You tell the folks that even though you
at the end of the day, despite all of the things they are doing, at the end of the day, when it comes down to the wire, I'm pretty sure CDC, and all the other opposition, they will come together to do what they need to do to get rid of this government. Trust me on that.
Let me read this real quick. Say the borough of Newtown, which is one of the political strongholds of the former ruling party, CDC, of ex-President George Myean, where it appears to be a politically threatening territory for the voters grabbing as a result of the decision taken by one of the party founding member, Edward Ford, to join the Movement for Democratic Change, Democracy and Reconstruction, MDR. Ford served 2 terms as representative for District 16 on the ticket of the CDC in both 52nd and 53rd National Legislature. He parted company with the party when he fell out of favor with the President Myean to contest on the CDC ticket in 2017. However, he joined the MDR of Vice President Jeremiah Kuhn at a ceremony held in Nukutan today over the weekend. Ford also rallied several supporters from the CDC party and other political parties to
let him go ahead. That Jeremiah Kuhn operation, let him go ahead.
to follow him over to MDR. Speaking during the ceremony, Ford described the MDR as a grassroots political institution which has a vision for the country and its citizens. According to him, the MDR is the party that cares for people and understands development.
Can I ask a question?
Yes.
Is Jeremiah Kuhn a member of MDR?
But this
he is a member, but he ain't a king.
The man is a member of United Party.
He joined United Party, right?
The man said, I'm your pa, and I need a political place to stand so I can tell them that District 17, District 16 needs assistance. So I am going to join a political party that has already started a reconstruction in this country. He used the occasion to officially announce his retirement from legislative politics in Liberia. Ford pointed out that though he will not contest for any political representative position, he said his decision is intended to sit beside Joseph Boakai to proffer his development idea for the benefit of the people of Nukuta. Can you imagine? Now he said he joined the MDR, but his ultimate goal is to sit
I know it. But man, we're talking about, you ain't seen nothing yet. We're talking about belly-driven, diarrhea, hungry people.
Yellow belly infrastructure.
You watch. You ain't seen no movement. It was short.
Yeah, well, Mr. Gayman.
Yes, go ahead, Johnny.
Yeah, so, you know, I listen to everyone speaking about this kind of political maneuvering going on in the country. They just speak to what Honorable spoke about. The same old practice that have been in this country for the last 20, 30 years, looking for political influencers around instead of serving the people. So if you would spend maybe few $100 or $50,000 to convince, because I know it's not happening for nothing, cash is being pushed around. Why not focus on the people themselves? If you need a vote from Nukutan, look at the social problem Nukutan is faced with. Go to Nukutan and solve those social problems. You don't need Ford to support your government before you can be known as a popular person. But the people you need are the electors, the ordinary Liberian people. Go to Nukutan, improve the water system there, improve sanitation. Nukutan sent a build D2 in Nukutan maybe in the 60s or so. When it had just few persons there, Nukutan population has increased. What are you doing about building another high school or even improving to extend D12? But you are preferring to go for an individual who has been milking the country for the last 20 years. I mean, so that tells me that our leadership system in this country is not taking us anywhere forward because we are in the same cycle or doing the same thing over and over. I wouldn't be in power or be part of the government that will say, oh, let's find Pewee, and because Pewee is an influential man in Lofa and bring him. No. If Pewee is a good person, we can recruit Pewee to work for the government, but not because he has influence in Zozo or Yela. If we need Yela or Zozo, we must go and deliver to the people, give them services, give them education, give them better road condition, give them a health system, right? Then they will appreciate you and come to you. But looking for, they may not bring on this stuff. I mean, if you put on the same cycle to the extent that you will not see anything tangible in this country that look like post of the country. You know, and that's not the way to do it for me. I mean, on behalf for the government, they should not be doing that. They should be putting the money to the people. Look, I was in Bonkande in a town called Domfa. I spoke to a group of women of 17. They said, Johnny, we have voted in this place since 2005 to now. We not vote anymore again. I said, why you not voting anymore? Because look at our village here. We stay drinking from the creek down the water. when they pass in my town, all their car windshield are down. They don't stop it anymore. The other one say, "Man, some can you see that prone tree on there? This is where pretty much you can sit down here. We also be to talk to offer election." He said, "Come, my son, they sit there right on the prone tree. This is where pretty much you can sit down here. Now when you passing my horse, the car passing my horse like in plane."
They tell you what else I can won't waste on the people.
So they were telling me that they will never take part. They will only register because their ID card now help them to do things around the voting card. So this will tell you how the people have become hopeless, and there's no more trust in the governance system, no more trust in the political system. Then it gives people who got better mind for Liberia difficulty in getting the rate because all the guys have just spoiled and polluted the mind of the people. So we have a lot to do to convince our people in this country to know that there is an alternative to these two groups in the country. Because clearly, I mean, we've gone 20 years. Come again? Well, I don't know what it would say, but I mean, we all see what's happening here. We all see what's happening here. You understand? So, and the thing is that those are people that manage the country now. They are no more Congo people now. They are indigenous people now that cry for freedom in this country. Indigenous money man, indigenous kissing man, indigenous pastor man, group man. We are all the one now in the entire government, and we're looking at them and denying them access to better living conditions.
Johnny, I started interrupt you.
Pewee, I got this for you. Pewee, I want within your terrain because it's trending in Liberia. There's a big fight between the House and the Senate. Okay. The latest confrontation began after several government ministries, agencies, and state-owned enterprises failed to appear before the House for revenue hearing. Instead, they opted to honor the invitation from the Senate. The House member described the action as gross disrespect and violation of the constitutional mandate that revenue and financial bill must originate in the House. According to the Constitution, Articles 34D and I state that the revenue and financial bill must originate in the House of Representatives, with the Senate permitted only to propose or concur with the amendment. But today, Dara Dillon fired back and he said Montserrat County Senator Dara Dillon strongly rejected the Musability's interpretation of the Constitution, saying the House does not have exclusive authority over the budget. He noted that while the budget must originate in the House, nothing in the Constitution prohibits the Senate from holding hearing before the House Act. Your take on this?
Yeah. And trust me, if this issue was about putting a modern hospital in the great port city of the Canaan or revamping the Torgbean hospital, there would have been no debate about it. Nobody want to have a problem. Yeah. This is an issue about the debate on revenue issue, right? Who's going to be the first to discuss it? But I am a constitutionalist, and I believe in the provision of the constitutions. And Article 34 is very explanatory in terms of what is what and all things. But again, I also do agree with Mr. Senator Dillon that it does not prohibit or stop the Senate from holding hearings on similar matters also, because both houses, but it will have to originate. Now we have to now go back to the world. It will have to originate form, and that's what the Constitution said. Does that negate the fact that it cannot be debated in the upper house? Actually, no. Now, there's a framework of debate, and the aspect that the framework of the Constitution did that not to just limit exclusively, give that power to the lower house. No. And that's what it said too. And that's why one chamber cannot function if the other chamber is out for a certain time. They will have to do it in a more collaborative fashion, if you will. So I think both institutions will have to come and man up and believe they're up to do the job for the Liberian people and just focus on that. But yeah, the Constitution says it will originate from the House, meaning the budget debate. But again, we are not even going at the Constitution, if you will. Have we been told on the basis of the budget performance report, first and foremost, to have hearing? Because it's twofold. We're going to have a revenue hearing. We're going to have, now, first and foremost, the expenditure hearing is going to come. We need to have the revenue hearing first, and then before we push to the expenditure hearing. Before that, have we gotten reports from all of the government line agencies and institutions on the performance report? Have they reported to the legislature on how they reported money that were allotted to each ministry and agency? How did you perform? What's the report to the legislature? It is on the basis of that legislative review, and then you begin to have new budget hearing. And that budget hearing, you have to come from the revenue aspect before you move to the expenditure aspect. Now, are we calling Ministry of Foreign Affairs and say, Ministry of Foreign Affairs, what did you generate in the past budget period? And how did you perform here? And what is the strategy in deploying more and bringing more to us? You have to call, if the Maritime is going to come, Maritime, what did you do for us? Freeport, LPRC, all of these SOEs, and even the Ministry of Transport, and all these things. Mr. Gayman, though, on a serious note, I love the rule of law. I respect it, but our government institutions, our lawmakers themselves, we have to take a full-fledged responsibility to allow the country to operate in keeping with the provision of the Constitution of the country that is strictly in line with what we ought to do. But again, the debate for me, I'm finding the debate, I think Senator Dillon is not wrong to say we can hold our own side of the debate, yes. But we do have a strategic committee. That's a committee on ways, means, finance, and the budget. And we have another committee that can review most of those things, is the PSC also. So yes, the debate is clear, Constitution is important, but the both houses can look into it, but it will have to originate from the House.
I disagree, because the Constitution, like you say, we are all constitutional. The Constitution is very clear. Article 34D and I say states that revenue and financial bill must originate. I mean, the baby got to be born before you put a diaper on the baby. You can't go in the
That's right.
We put a diaper on the baby, or then the baby born. No. The baby has to be born first.
Mr. Gayman, I agree with you on that. Must originate. That's why I said it must originate from the lower house.
That's
right.
Now,
So that means it must start from them.
It got to start. But Pewee, what's happening here is that all the enterprises, right, all the agents have failed to honor the House's petition. Instead, they just jump over and went to the Senate. Johnny, you come in.
Mr. Gayman, we have the history here. Supreme Court passed a ruling here. People said they will follow what they want to do. So, I mean, to be very frank, I feel bad that my country is government in the. Those are simple elementary.
The government is lawless. Period. Let's start at it first.
This thing here from here, the people do that thing they discuss, they send it to you up there, you're discussing. Yep. Why are you going to start with time and come to the bottom? What is all that? What is all that about? What do they want to prove to us here? What do they want to tell us? So they want to go in the house. So because we're in the house, so now we ain't got sense to the country. Simple thing. Start from here. They will introduce it, they will discuss it, and give it to you. You discuss it, and you send it back. You concord, send it to the president. What is high in that one?
That's the order. That's the order.
What is high in that? Oh, then they don't say, oh, even though that way it is, but it can't. So why are you discussing it?
Oh.
Why are you discussing? Why are you discussing? To get to who? To send to who? So that means you waste. That means you're not even giving proper account of the money we pay you. Because that's complete waste of time.
Yep.
When you know that the process is it must start from here before it goes here. You say no, and we start from okay, we discuss this thing. So send to who now? To send it where? So who and on what you discussing?
They say they don't have any trust in the speaker.
We try our best. We'll pay attention to the classroom discussion. For me, listen, when I go to Lofa, I don't have a good teacher. What I see on the blackboard, what I hear, that what I learn. All my days in Lofa, and I don't have nobody teaching me. I should learn in both English and Loma. That's why today, something I learned in elementary, I don't forget it, stay in my head. I remember when they were teaching us, the kids talking in the classroom, we couldn't understand. The guest does say, who all you can speak Loma? All can speak Loma. She asked the teacher. She said, teacher, can you speak Loma? She said, okay. So for today, teaching them, they don't understand. Please interpret them in Loma. You know what I'm saying? And I learned that. I mean we were learning in our language. And that's right. Something I learned from ABC to 6th grade in Vonyama, in the Catholic school in Vonyama. I still know it. I can say more something and say it. So we took that idea. Simple thing. I go to the 34 D and I say start from here. If you don't start from here, nothing happens. So why you wasting our time? Why you wasting taxpayer money to go discuss for what? Let's start first. Step, man, stop playing so people are big. I mean, they don't saying that thing. They don't know very well that something else honor it.
Yeah.
So, I mean, simple say the person presented to who to the speaker of
you get my point. Probably you got to get my point.
Right? The
president trying to
let Johnny land.
Gentlemen, I have a question. Right? I mean, Gayman, when a person gives the job, but who received it? Who office it went to? Which office it went to? Pewee, which office it went to when a person get a job budget?
To the speaker.
Speaker office.
Yes.
To the
speaker office,
yeah.
Right? Fine. Who's the head? Who's the head of the lower house? The speaker, right?
Yeah, speaker.
So what is the Senate doing with the document up there?
The regime speaker.
I mean, I agree now because whatever I went through now. So to the speaker office. So if the lower house cannot be discussing this process, and the Senate now have to discuss it way ahead of time, they're doing something else different. So we are here. We are working the idea. We can see. We can hear. They want to take down with the country. People are getting tired. People are getting disappointed. They want to take down with this country. I beg you. You're told them they want to take down with the country and then do what they have to do for us to give us peace and stability. So we can let me hear. I've been in my house now 2 weeks now. No water running in my house. My children running for water. 2 weeks now. No water from water and sewer. No 2 weeks now. My reservoir tank is empty.
And you pay your bill.
Go to Eddie, to water and sewer. They know me very well. Every month I'm there. My bills are between 35, 40, 45 hours. Every month I go and pay my bill. You understand that? Wow. 2 weeks now. What this was, I'm linked to, I got my own tower. So when everybody else go to water, I'm still surviving on my reservoir. So that was 1 week. Now my reservoir is empty because water so I'm not saying water yet. That should be the focus.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But you see, Pewee, what happened now is you costing more burden on me. Because to go through another form, it's going to cost me almost around $2,000 to do a real borehole and connect and things. That's why government provides services for we can pay the bill to the government. And make our life easy. You see?
But honestly, I agree that the government should give those social services to the people. And it's quite, and that's one of the things the last time people were boasting all around. They say water supply is coming, is this. And I'm surprised you ain't saying that. I don't benefit from that. Where I live in Dixville and large part of the Balanceville side would really don't benefit from that. So even here, I'm using my other area. So, but if you said this, people say, "Oh, you don't want to be realistic," but it's the problem. If you are not,
people 1 minute. If you let, I can walk right now into my kitchen. I open the faucet. I will show you all the drums. I will show you all the drums.
Oh, there you go. An honorable Nagbe.
Yes, sir.
This thing about Dylan. My own friend and brother from Basel. This is so embarrassing. How can you sit there and say, okay, he said he's flipping through the Constitution. There's nowhere where it says they can't discuss it. I mean, that's why in law, there's some of the things are inferred. It was everything cannot be expressed in the Constitution. But at least it says here that all bill financial must originate in the House. So where is he coming from saying nothing prohibits us from doing it? So say he said that all the people refuse to go to the House.
Yeah.
The agencies are not going to the Senate.
I read what he wrote yesterday that he considered the education ability. I think it's the miseducation ability he meant to say. He said he was educating ability on the Constitution Dylan is writing all that big talk.
What kind of education you know before you talking about somebody who know education?
Well, he's a senator now, so he was schooling Musa Asambili. Musa Asambili has written the Speaker of the House to tell him to raise his concern about what is going on in the Senate and to call them to halt because they are usurping the authority given to the lower house by the Constitution. And just like all of us are rightly saying, they didn't say they should argue the budget concurrently. If the legislature has initiated the discussion, the hearing on the budget, the Senate can go ahead and start. But this is a prerequisite to their debating the budget. Nothing has started in the House. And just like Johnny said, some of the SOEs are sending deputies to the House, and they themselves are appearing in the Senate. Meaning they're giving more credence to what is going on in the Senate than they're giving to the people in the House. And that is wrong. There is a process to everything. It's not just as simple as saying, nothing wrong with it. They're supposed to debate it together. No, there is a process, a procedure set up in the Constitution. They have to originate the budget. They have to before the Senate can hop on it. There are times that they invite the Senate into their chambers if they want to speed up the budget. They invite them so that they will all be on the same pace and they will understand what's going on because they have to send it to them for concurrence. But they cannot jump ahead of the House and begin debating the budget. There's only one or two things I can surmise from this. One, there's $6 million in the budget for them to start hearing. They won't start eating that money. Two, they want to jump ahead of Kuhn and lock these SOEs into their commitments that they have to. That room that Kofa talked about at the Bolivar Hotel? That's the only thing that comes
1026?
Exactly. What is a rush?
Room 1026 or room 10 something?
Way the law says you must come into the House and put a resolution on the floor to remove the Speaker. They didn't do it, and the President sanctioned it. That's the same thing they are continuing. This is lawlessness. The Senate needs to stand down. They need to stand down. They need to allow the House to originate the budget.
But I would like to make a point here, Mr. Gayman. These people, there's nothing strange here. We saw what they did during the Speaker saga. Everything that the Supreme Court ruled on, they disrespected it. So this is nothing strange. This is just a continuation of lawlessness from everything I see. They don't respect the laws. This is why our country continue to fail in rule of law. They come around, go around, brag about it. They don't respect our laws. And we'll suffer for a long time because of this habit.
And I have
the Constitution is there to guide everyone, to guide them, but they feel that they are above the law. And there just a handful of them sitting down there controlling the country. A lot of times, Joseph Boakai don't even know what's going on.
I must give credit to Councilor Garrison Yellow. He poured water all over Dylan's argument, and I read what Garrison Yellow wrote, and I think he's right. There is a reason why there are prerequisites to everything, right? You can't just go to college and start doing 400 level courses. No, you got to start from the 400 level because eventually you will get to it. But there is a process to everything, and the process laid out says the budget must originate from the House. That's what the Constitution said. The Senate may. They don't even have to. The Senate may concur. So there's nothing binding on the Senate to take up any hearing. Nothing. They ain't got to do nothing. All they want to do is to start the chopping. And Dylan is shameless. He calls himself the light. I would say he is.
Well, better that light been blew off long time. Mr. Gayman, can I quickly read our sister Ruth Roberts Gangban's comment here about Dylan? She said, sorry for country. So because he knows it's about time to be voted out, he's crying with about 5K salary now.
Hey, I don't. For me, I don't think so. At least he took a step.
Yes, please highlight it. Thank you.
at least he took a step. Let's see whether the lawmaker will be responsible enough to say, you know what, Senator Dylan brought this. Let's try to do this so that we can, so people can just always look to us as the one who's just eating the money or doing things. But that's what Mr. Nagbe was talking about a few minutes ago. These people, the budget for them. So that rush, they already got plans. They have made plans how to spend the money.
Yeah, absolutely.
So that delay is hurting them because they already have plans.
Yeah.
So that delay is hurting them, and they want to rush to pass the budget.
They're looking at a Christmas shopping, Dr. Peabody. That's all they're rushing for.
Christmas coming. Christmas coming.
But how much can one person use? How much? These guys make so much money. How much more do they want?
Lifestyle.
Jeez.
That's the problem. That's the problem you got here. Lifestyle.
I would think that beyond that, first and foremost, what the senator is saying, because we all been pushing for them to bring down the amount of money they take home. I don't think I will subscribe or agree with what Ruth Rabel is saying here, because we all
that's true.
People been calling for that. The fact that he's saying that we should commend him. We should not say it's about time because this is happening, that's happening. No, I don't think so. Because if we're saying that, I mean, he's pushing something. And I agree that it's not, but I commend it at least. But the legislature, as this very powerful institution in this country, and they are very powerful because the Constitution said give them a lot of power, right? So, but in terms of what we do and how we implement the laws of our country, and that's what I've said. Probably I was a little bit slightly misunderstood, so that they may come back and reiterate what I've said from my position on this matter. I believe that, and I agree constitutionally, it have to originate from the lower house. But what I said, it does not negate the fact that it will be discussed in the upper house. That's what I said, Mr. Gayman. So, how are you saying you differ with me on that? I didn't categorically deny or challenge the letter coming from the most proactive.
Thank you guys. See you tomorrow.
Okay.
And the rest of that. So that's my point, and I will close on this note on that topic. I know we're closing up soon, but
yeah, well, Pewee, can I ask you a question?
Go ahead.
If the system or the rule is that the budget is presented to the House of Representatives, the Speaker receives it, they should then the House of Representatives eyes on it, and before it goes to the Senate to write. So while it is at the lower house or the Representative House to discuss, and you see, it's not also a negative. It doesn't also negate the fact that the Senate can discuss it. Why should they be discussing it? That's waste of the time, right? Because what they're doing now, they are doing what they will be doing later. You know what I'm saying? They are doing what they will be doing. And you know what happened? What they're doing there, they're gonna still come back again. It will still come back. They gonna follow the rule by coming back to the House Representative that they will act and do the official communication to them. Otherwise, like I saw in the previous government doing so now, Madam Sarita, or even Wiata, they will do a joint committee discussion for the both houses. Oh yeah, right. The both committee will form a joint committee to look at it to fast track the process. But this thing has not come to you here for discussion. You have discussed it already. Like you spy. Like you spy because anything you do up there will be a waste because I will say come to you officially when you read discussion again and you will say discuss again. So I mean, I think they should be doing other things that will relate to their function and allow their colleagues in the lower house to discuss the matter in time and serve them with copy to add on it at the appropriate time when it goes to them. That's the point. So I mean, to discuss it now, it doesn't make no point, Pewee. To be very frank, it doesn't make point.
It's against the law.
In terms of money value, they are taking pay for nothing because they didn't do it now. Is that what you doing now? That's what it means to me.
Yeah, but
Go ahead.
In my opinion, they are going against the Constitution. That's my opinion.
They get paid for holding hearing, right? So if the House is holding them hostage, they're not holding. Every time they go out, they have their hearing, they get paid. So that money is too much to just be laying there like that. So they just go ahead and have they send it in the bill and getting paid. But it is just but for Dylan to try to weaken his way out of this one to say, show me in the Constitution where it says. But anyhow, let's move to the next one real quick before we run out of time. This one says the failed Unity Party fundraising dinner in Nima sent shockwaves among partisan supporters for the party losing touch with its people. It said a Unity Party grand fundraiser dinner in Ganta last weekend was supposed to be triumphant reaffirmation of political strength in Nima County, but it ended up exposing a deepening rupture between the ruling establishment and the very constituency that delivered a historic victory less than a year ago. Organizers envisioned a night filled with music, speeches, and pledges to support the construction of the party offices in Senequele, Ban, and Sacré-Pied. Instead, what unfolded was a quiet revelation of resentment as rows of empty seats stared back at them. There were more government official cars in the parking spaces than people attending, to the point where the vice president himself said he didn't go there. He went to pay tribute to Senator Johnson, and he just passed there. Sarah, this one is embarrassing.
It is embarrassing, and it's gonna get worse because there's obviously a rift in there. The Senator Koga and Nyenwolo and the Vice President, they all have this beef. They're all trying to cover it up, but it is there. And the poor Nigerians who's supposed to be, benefiting from their votes because they put them in power, and they are all victims now. They are all victims now. I saw a picture of the GB 79. Nobody was there to eat it. They had GB all over to the table. There was no one to swallow the GB. So definitely the rate is going to continue as long as, this vice president is very, very, I don't know the word to use, but I think he's very, power greed. He don't want to give Koga a chance to do what he needs to do and the other people. So it's just going to be, he should have been the one to unite the county. And that was the purpose, for all of them to come together and unite the county. But it seems like there's more division than ever before, and this is not, this is not good for them. Moving forward, 2029 is going to be worse. That's just my take.
They say high-ranking officials who have made the long journey from Monrovia expecting a hero's welcome were shocked. Okay. Were shocked. For weeks, the dinner had been promoted as a homecoming celebration. Mm-hmm. It was advertised as the ruling party's opportunity to reconnect with Nimba and express gratitude to the county to provide a crucial vote margin in 2023 presidential election. Yet, when the evening arrived, the anticipated groundswell of support was missing.
Yep.
Nimba, the second more populated and politically influential county, simply did not show up.
Nobody show up, my brother.
In a hall filled with polished shoes, tailored suits, and government-plated vehicle parked outside, the conspicuous absence of ordinary people carried the meaning of the day. Johnny, this one is kind of rough.
Mr. Gayman, I'm a living witness. I spent the weekend working between Bong and Nima, and so I had to even give route advice to my colleagues that the road was so busy because there were several cars on terrific speed leaving from Monrovia to Ganta. And, and I spoke to the people I want to go work with. I was asking someone what was happening. They said, but the people come and bring money to contribute to house building party headquarters. So some of the information I got from people is that those that are in the government, I got government money, they're bringing it back to the country to come pay country headquarters. The message that comes from some people either way. Because I spent some time in Sacré-Pied, I spent small time in Senequele, I spent good time in Ganta, and I have my own associates and friends around there. And I said, but I heard coming to pay party headquarters. This is my man, worry about making a rubber fund to get money to a party headquarters business. So and then I'm beginning to concern. I said, but what happened? Because you guys got a vice president. I thought you guys should be more sincere and ready to support this government so that you can maintain the vice president to be president for Liberia after the old man leaves office. And the guy was saying, Johnny, forget it. We own our business. Nima is an economic town. Everybody there concerned about their trade and activities. The rubber farm business right now, rubber is not making money now in Nima because the decision for rubber to leak a lot of latex and a lot of clients. Of course, yes. So and the people in Nima are concerned with the economy, what they will get for themselves first. So it was not strange for the news that we're hearing now because what I saw before I left from there to kind of Bong to Tolota, where I spent more time also in Tolota, I realized that Even in Bonkande, when you saw Prince Myean going around, the actual masses didn't turn out to provide support to this thing. I mean, the people are conscious. Hey, look, one woman told me a parable in that total area. Almost said, she said, Johnny, we're from a town where we don't show our frustration. But she said to me, I don't say I said, tell why me English. She said, it means where we come from, we don't show anger. We don't show you that we verse with you. But when we don't act on you, that you will feel us acting on you. And because she was telling me, she was telling me the level of time they have work with people. She mentioned new memories. She mentioned names of people that she has been working with to make them leaders in Bon County. And today, they don't even look at them. That children don't go to school there. They don't have the economy is not good for them to make farm and sell and get some money. And they don't have water in that town to drink, safe drinking water. They go to one creek down the hill to get water from there. So it tells me now people in Liberia are getting and they are getting to look at the alternative to the two groups. I mean, Sarah, I know you're not feel happy about me from saying that, but I see a lot of people saying to us that these two groups now for the last 20 years, we don't see anything straight. Let's try somebody else. That is why
don't think about me, my brother. We're thinking about the world right now.
That's why I see Moneyman Fighter, Moneyman Fighter, or Cummings Fighter, Buddha Fighter, Gongloe Fighter coming about, and we are hoping that these four individuals will start to meet and see how they can collaborate and have a force that will bring about a big wedge, to push the cities and UP apart from Liberian people and bring out a new transformatory system, a new government that bring real transformation to the people, so the young people will have a future, will experience what we want to experience as Liberian children. So I would say, I mean, they will raise the money to build a party headquarters, that's fine. But in Nima's situation, Nima is a very critical place. It's very critical. In fact, there are a lot of things that are uncovered. Text them his ability to say, look, we need to talk about hearing some things that I need to talk to you about, but send them to my text message here. But anyway, we hope for the best for Liberia in any case, but we gotta try our best to do better for our people. Our people need services. Our people are suffering, they are in need of services, and they are living in clear indignation. They see that neighbors right in Guinea here. You know what I'm saying? Look, Mr. Gayman, from Banga to Guinea is about an hour or 30-minute drive around the borderland. And you see villages around the Bonkande, they're in the rural part of Guinea, and look at all the cities, all the places on the side. Look at again, look, they're better than us. Why? And the issue is, Mr. Gayman, the issue is those towns in Guinea are almost like 1,000 kilometers away from the city in Conakry. I think people can bear with me. From around Koyame, around Yela there, to go to Conakry, it's almost 24 hours drive. Whereas from around, like my uncle Pewee who from Yela to Morovia, it's at most 5 or 6, or maybe 4 or 5 hours drive. But when you go to Yela, you see poverty. You see, you don't see modernity. You don't see, services provided people to feel that they are in a country where they can be proud of being citizens on the country. And also, I mean, it just keeps me worrying. When will we ever move on this stage and bring about some kind of growth and development for our people to be proud of being Liberian? To say, yes, I'm
not cutting you out, Johnny. I saw a picture of the guy who's over 200 people money when robbing the representative to move the speaker on the
Kola, yes.
I saw a picture of him, holding water. I think it was in Bangla, one of the places, getting well water and stuff like that. I don't know whether he was trying to show an example to the people or what it was.
Sarah, I saw that thing.
I don't know.
I felt right. So, and the people around there, they are trying to appreciate him because he's helping them to pour water from the well. That was, I mean, people don't need well. They don't need well. They need running water. Yeah. And it can be done. All you gotta do is get a borehole machine, do a drill, build towers, free gravitational fall, whatever will run into homes. But to go there and say, they'll say, they made it down to earth for the making and you do water for us. That is abuse of intelligence. Seriously. That's what I think I felt so bad. And that young man, I know him very well. I know him very well. He and I have done a lot of work together on many of my programs. I was just shocked that he's using that kind of cheap politics to harness the people, the people's support. We should be going away from I mean,
that's a guy. Colette, right? Colette.
Peabody. Mr. Gayman out of us here. At this time, open water source? Where? Open well?
I know.
No, man. We should be passing by that thing long time. That should be like 1920, 30.
Well, Colette, let me say this.
Johnny, please mute.
Colette was spotted busting the speaker door, right? And that's a guy, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Then I saw him too donating $1,000 toward the construction of the Unity Party headquarters on Saturday. He was at a program. And he's like, oh, I give $1,000 and stuff like that. Those guys are inherently corrupt. They're criminals. That's why they fought to remove the speaker so that we'll have the way. Richard Kuhn is another inherently corrupt criminal, and that's why they fought to remove the speaker to have the way. And that's why we're seeing what is going on now. Half of the population are unemployed. People don't have job creation. They go into almost 3 years now of this presidency. And you're calling cabinet meeting and talking about creating jobs. You're calling cabinet meeting talking about doing this. I mean, what's going on? Look at Nima, how that program will put a tenant. But yeah, I said, I know Koga and Kuhn may have problems, but you can't take from it that Kuhn is next in line to be president of the Republic of Liberia.
Right.
There's no way you can take from that. Okay. There's no way. We don't know. Okay. So I think what Koga need to do, they need to work together. Because they said, what is it? They said a heart divided against itself cannot stand, though. And they both from Nima. And if they are divided like that, Nima could go different ways.
Yeah, but if he wants for Koga to be a bad boy, Koga is not going to lie that. That's the problem. That's why the problem is. Koga said he wants the VP want him to be his bad boy. That means he should call the shots. He should be the one to say that. He should be the one to say, "Oh, you go this way, or you go there." He said he's not going to do that. So that's where the problem is.
So the thing
is, respect him. He's older than him, regardless of position. And Koga replaced the senior senator's position in Nima County. That is Prince Johnson's position. So he needs to also respect that. And the people did, according to what I heard, the people of Nima County did give Koga that Faladay Road, the same road that Prince Johnson was playing as the godfather of Nima County. I stand to be corrected, but they said they did confer that on him.
But I saw other than there, say they paying homage to Prince Johnson grave. They may even been dead more than 1 year. Then you jump right back to his grave and you're acting among yourself. And
they even excluded. I heard they excluded the children. The children, the daughter was on Facebook the other day.
Yeah, in fact, Sarah, while I was also in Ghana, they were planning to have some kind of feast or something for the late President Johnson. But then some of the elders indicated, no, you cannot have feast for this man when his family is not united. Family is in disarray. So they have gone to have a meeting at the university campus, the PYJ University campus, with the widow, and they have gone there to see how they can now come together. And for some of the information I got from there was that the widow herself is realizing that she's being manipulated by people, and that's why they're having so many divisions. And she agreed that they cannot have a feast for her husband, for her late husband, in the midst of confusion with the children, the brothers, the uncles, and everybody else. So they want to make sure the family first come together and agree on one term, and then they can have feast means celebration. From our traditional background, when we hold feast, that means we are celebrating the person's departure. The person is being honored by all of us here. But you can't have a feast where the children, their mother, their uncles, and everybody in disarray, they are in disagreement. It doesn't work that way. So they're trying to do that first. One that is done, then they can have a feast in the process.
Yeah, Johnny, I think that was supposed to be the paramount thing for them to do, to unite the family. That should have been the main thing for them to do, to unite the family.
When Ami was on the show, maybe a month or two ago when she came, that was the point I was raising. I said, I mean, how can you guys be discussing these things? After the old man death, did you guys have a meeting of the mind of the family? Because normally that's the custom. After death, the family assemble and discuss family issues, who is in charge of this. How do we plan for the fees coming? When do we want to do fees? You do all that agreement, everybody go and plan towards that. If we didn't do that, then you're not going to do that. They're not even honoring the deceased person, you know. But I'm hoping that the meeting they had on Friday, was it on Friday? Yes, it was on Friday in Kanta. That meeting came up with some fruitful result that they will now organize to have a better fee. Because the VP I learned that he had provided cow for all the districts to celebrate the feast, but that did not go because, I mean, I can't be having feast for you when you the direct victim, you're not together, you know. So everything was put to a halt until the family can come together. That's why I got out when I was in Kanta on Friday.
Well, listen, we got to end this show on a real positive note. This one, we got to give kudos. Johnny, I depend on you again to verify this one because, like you say, when it's on paper, it looks good. It says the government puts over 225 volunteer teachers on the payroll in Nimba. If this is for true, this is great news for the government, and we have to give them kudos.
220,000?
No, 225 teachers.
Oh, 225.
Why Nima alone? Why Nima?
But listen, I'm going to talk about this story now. I want to talk about the one.
Yeah, but they have volunteer teachers even in Lofa that are not on salary.
Listen, in the Lofa people not advocating for the people that are business. But this one here is from Sanikwele, Nima County. Say the Liberian government has placed more than 225 volunteer teachers.
Even right here in Morovia, they have volunteer teachers that are not on salary.
In Nima County on the national payroll, formalizing years of unpaid service and signaling a major boost in the county's education workforce. The teacher, many of whom had taught for years without compensation, will now receive monthly salaries through the Ministry of Education. Local officials said the move is expected to improve teacher retention, strengthen classroom instruction, and provide stability for educators who have long served out of dedication rather than financial gain. Chief?
What's the starting salary? Is it 150? Is that a minimum wage?
I don't know, but
it should be across the board.
I agree with people. This is a national problem. Yeah. And again, we'll go back to the way the budget is always organized. So you took a portion of the country, 1 out of 15, so that 1/14 of the county to say we have taken 200 plus people to put on a payroll. When the news that broke up around the country was all these volunteer teachers were planning to go on strike, even right in Lofa, right in Lofa, in the Kolahun district, Bani district, they have about 108 volunteer teachers that have planned to drop their church, to start going for the
class. I heard about the Lofa one. I don't know.
That's in Lofa, right? So I'm saying the issue of volunteer teachers not being on payroll is not just in Nimba, it's across the whole country. So if you see in Nimba, if you are seeing it in Nimba, this tell you also again about political manipulation again taking place within the budget. Right. You say, okay, this group is relevant, let's deal with it now. How can you treat your citizens like that, man, people?
Yeah.
Those are other children who they pay time for to go to school to get jobs. So, hey man, your children go to work for 15 years, 10 years, 20 years. They can't get their parent, man. Small children wanted to choose it. They will always be doing volunteer for 5, 10 years. Because as teachers are spoken from home, from my home in Lofa, someone said, since 2010, they've been volunteering. Since 2012, someone told me since 2010, since 2014, since 2016. And every year, people kind of volunteer because the Ministry of Education doesn't have a clear statistics on schools and teacher to student ratio, so we can make sure that we know how many schools in your country, how many classrooms, how many students, and then how can we make sure we have teachers to all these schools in the classroom. Look, my nephew and niece, they are going to school in Senegal. The lady tells me, she said, Papa, the Minister of Education know my name and know what school I'm in and they know the class I'm in. I said, how? She said, Papa, the Minister of Education in Senegal, the ministry, they kind of competitor based on the whole country. School became like that. And you go to the minister and say, I want to know about student Famata Kamara. You say, just say what school, go to school, they go right online in their office and say, yeah, Famata Kamara is in school this, in district this, and the teacher for her is this and this and this and this and this. That's in Senegal, in West Africa. we cannot still bring
you see how far we are back. You know, because the fact here is people been giving their life to teach for years, and you putting them on payroll as if you are doing them a favor or something like that.
The spokesman for the government is in the comment section.
He's talking it as a news that you put in 200 teachers on salary. That news for you. They got people going in places. You go to some places, you try to help. The teacher look to you to pay them. Even the schools in Orange Grove, the kindergarten school.
Always go Wakatan. I went there. Wakatan school is from 1st grade to 9th grade. They have 11 teachers. 11 teachers. 2 of them are on government payroll. 9 are volunteers. Wakatan on the highway, on the main road going to Buchanan, and in the bush fire on the Wakatan on the main road. 9 teachers are on. 9 teachers are not on payroll. 2 are the one on government payroll. 11 teachers in our school, in our government school.
How you have government school? You can't get paid, and you got millions of dollars and stuff like that. And you can't even pay these teachers. How am I going to feel? And the only one I get 9 other people that not getting paid. You know, 9 others. I'm not getting paid. I'm the only one that getting paid. So for that reason, by the time you go there to visit, you want to do a small little project with those people, or the first thing that comes out of their mouth, oh, we are not being paid. Or they don't pay us. If they can help us get paid. Now, this is a government, a national government school.
Yeah, but
asking for to get them.
But Dr. Peabody, what is it that NEMA representatives are doing to put the teachers on payroll, and Ambassador not doing, and LOFA not doing, and NEMA not doing? Their job is to represent them. Let me go to Sylvester Pewee. I know that, you know, if the government on the general level doesn't put money in the budget for everybody, it is my job as representative, as senator from my county, to lobby for allocation from my county. NEMA just did this successfully. They put 225 volunteer teachers on the payroll full time. That's what they're supposed to do. What happened to the LOFA people? What happened to the Bassa people? What happened to the River G people? You want Bweka to put money in there for you? You won't say nothing about your own people. Pewee, man, and I understand where Johnny and Peabody are coming from. But what are the representatives doing to lobby for their folks?
You know, if you part of the reason why lawmakers in the West, particularly the U.S., most of them stay 20 years, 30 years, 15 years, 25 years, and I can just go and name it. It's because they don't compromise the interest of their constituents, Mr. Gayman. They won't. They will sit and say they're going to put money in the budget for this. They don't. They said we'll come to the police and we'll have discussion about that. So, I mean, it is quite discouraging and unfortunate that most often lawmakers in Liberia, to the contrary, will only want to seek their personal aggrandizement, self-interest. That's all they'll do. But that's the way to do it. And that's why sometimes you say, okay, the presidency will submit the budget. The point is with the legislature. They will have, and that's why Article 34 is giving them the power to do that. So they will finalize it and send it. If they post something and change it, then the executive were to veto that, then the blame will be shifted on the presidency. It's important that we have to do that. And we have some serious and challenging time in the educational sector also in LOFA. Now, after the civil crisis, what I know is that a lot of international organizations, the Student Development Fund came in, IRC came in, other multilateral institutions, the World Bank, and all of the African Development Banks did some special project across the country. LOFA was inclusive, BOM, NEMA, across the country, if you will. But the position here is that what are we putting in the national budget that will benefit our people? Most of this in IRC, when they were active in the country, they had teacher training issue. They were putting a lot of teachers on some different supplementary pay they were giving teachers. But you know, when most of those money went dry, what is the government doing now? to rehire teachers. We have the zero TTI. We have the Lutheran technical missions. What are we doing to put money in the budget? This the LTR, for instance. I just drove past LTR, stopped LTR tour, LTR just 3 days ago. LTR is strategic. The Zozo Rural Teacher Training Institute, these are strategic areas that we have to see to it. We put money. But the guy that called our representative weren't told, I don't even know if he understands the basic of the reason why people elect us, most of them. I don't even understand that. I've never seen any of them. We had to put each into place. We have one of the major area health center, the current Lutheran hospital is also there. Now it's owned by the Lutheran built there. Are we seeking some subsidies for the government to come into that hospital? We have our own Torgbean hospital in Vonjama. It is the Swedish Development Fund that rehabilitated that hospital and given the face it ought to have. Ever since that time, they renovated the doctor's quarter, the nurse quarter, and all of that. The brand new pharmacy they brought. So they moved into that hospital. I'm told when there's a referral cases sometimes, instead of even moving to that hospital, they're now referring people to Masanta across the border in Myean. That's what I'm told from just what in my recent visitation. When I refer people, I refer now to Masanta instead of the Torgbean hospital in Vonjama. It is appalling. I mean, I'm appalled to support it. It is not a good thing, Mr. Gayman, because if we cannot stop the bottom, the Constitution gives you the power. Put the money in the budget, get the executive remove it, then you shift the blame on them. And that's why you see people will want to discuss. I was listening the last time, none of the senators are having a major debate about Medicare, Medicaid, Obamacare thing, other subsidies, other people are saying the debate for the bridge that collapsed in Maryland the last time. Unfortunately, they are finalized putting money in the budget, and the federal government going to support that. There's total of $7.something billion. So if folks from those areas are pushing, it should be the same. That's one of the reasons why the guy don't worry. They go to another guy. They go to Mr. Gayman is represented for this area in Florida. There he performed. He will get re-elected, and that's the reason why most of them quickly here. The guys, most of them spend one term. The only people in this country you see that always getting re-elected are the people that are stealing too much money and they're spending it loosely. So the people always elect them. Go back and see and listen. And I don't think of the guys, few of them that are politically savvy, right? They know how to play the political game. Yes, some of them will come back and win because they're political. But what can us now put as lawmakers? And that's why the very year I was even thinking about going in there. I don't intend to do, but if I were one person that was pushing there, I would always love it with the police have conversation of the mind. Change the thought process on how we engage legislative business. It's not only our fiduciary responsibility, oversight, lawmaking. And part of the oversight and lawmaking is up for us to understand the problem in our constituents. How do we identify them? Yes, and appropriate. And that's why even in the US they have the Ways, Means and Finance Committee, and they have the Appropriation Committee.
Yep.
And that is a critical committee because you sit in appropriate. And I'm not on our side. We have the Ways, Means and Finance Committee. That's the appropriation. We appropriated. Are we seeing some critical area now? Currently in this city, quickly here, we have that a pop host in most of our roads now, all over. And I will call the attention of the Public Works Ministry to this one. If you come from the Car West side to Dixville, bad. From the Dixville side moving towards Kebab, terrible. Kebab going Balanceville, terrible. All of the roads are boxing up. There's no maintenance. I don't know if they are putting money in the budget for maintenance. It is a very critical point. All the roads are going to get eroded and they're going to be depressed. The roads are getting depressed and the erosion is just sweeping the roads. You driving on the paved road, like you driving on the. It's better than even going and get stuck in the mud. It's terrible. Most of those areas, you come and name them from junction to junction, from place to place. It's getting bad. I think you don't put money in the budget for school people. Kids don't even have. But look at what in the budget, Mr. Gayman. We have $20,000 for curriculum development. $20,000 for the Republic of Liberia. for curriculum development.
Wow.
Wow,
for the whole country?
Yeah.
For the whole country.
That's the line item for curriculum development.
Oh my God. Oh my God.
That with the law,
Wow.
because I don't think $20,000 is anything that we can get any kind of for curriculum development. Then the whole country. I mean, the country is. Listen, I don't know where we're headed, but it's a sad time for this country.
Yeah, Liberia.
Let me welcome Chief Tomalin George watching from Santa Cruz City, Nima County. He has arrived.
It's so
Listen,
sad,
man. It looks like you didn't swallow the GB because this time of the night you still up. Because when you swallow that GB, it's so heavy they say it put you to sleep. So you didn't eat the GB up. You might eat some hot soup. But thank you very much for watching. Excellent. Hopefully you guys are doing well. Send us some photos from Nima. Let's see what's happening there. I heard the sightseeing is beautiful. But guys, this woman was here. This representative was here when she talked to us about her position job, and she told us that it's not lawmaking oversight.
Permit me to leave the show. Mr. Gayman, I have to do.
Close. I know it's go ahead. Close so you can go.
So thank you, everybody. Thank you, Pewee. Thank you, Sarah, Peabody, and Mr. Gayman. Thank you for the show. And let me say thank you greatly to our audience, our followers. You are all great people. It's because of you we have this show. And the closing argument has become international through the petition of Mr. Gayman and on another show. So thank you so much. Thank you. Good night.
Thank you very much, guys. It's all good soup. You see what it meant? Peabody, you over here eating your chicken and your McDonald's. You see what it meant? Eating fresh, organic.
This boy will grow more than 10 pounds before you come back.
I'm telling you.
Your face glowing. You see your homeboy say you're eating natural food. You see good soup.
Yeah.
They may eating burger over here. This guy drinking good soup.
Yeah, as a matter of fact, the ends bed Topoh today.
Look at that. You see what we're talking about? Dr. Peabody, we're wasting our time here. Let go, Johnny. Gotta enjoy life.
We gotta go to them.
Listen, Pewee, you guys are doing a great job on the ground. You bringing it as it is, and that's a good thing. But we gotta. Here, this is a news that we missed the last time. It says here, Esala Metal Liberia announces new TVET facility in Grand Bassa County. That's great. We missed this story.
That's good.
Esala Metal had now plans to establish a new technical and vocational education TVET facility in Grand Bassa County. The announcement was made Wednesday in Buchanan during a meeting between Metal and the Bassa Superintendent Caillou Johnson. The new TVET facility modeled after Metal renowned training academy in Yekepa, Nima County, is part of the company's long-term strategy to decentralize technology, technical skills development, and expand access to industrial standard training across the Republic of Liberia. This is great news. We need to commend them. Now we want to go see it on the ground. I know it's a plan, but when, how much, who's going to do it is not here. We are hoping that it happens, and it happens very soon. But Abu, you will say we don't say good news about the government. We're rolling now. We're rolling with good news.
Yeah, all I want there.
That's right. LFA launches capacity building workshop to empower women football in Liberia. This is a great one. I love this. Anything that has to do with empowering women. This is it. This one says, in the drive to strengthen football administration and empower women stakeholders, the Liberian Football Association, LFA, through its Women Football Department, on Tuesday launched a capacity building workshop at the LFA headquarters in Otis, Congo Town. The workshop conducted on a FIFA-funded women football capacity building initiative will be held across 7 counties: Montserrat, Nimba, Grand Jita, Maryland, Lofa, River G, and Grand Cru. you can't, Sarah, you cannot blame the government say they left you out. They even went behind Garguah to River G to develop women.
I just got a quick question when you finish reading all that.
Go ahead.
So, it's all good. It's a good news and everything. Especially for the one that Asalamita is planning to do in Bassa, and then the empowerment of women in all of these counties and stuff like that. But at the end of the day, when they graduate, where do they work?
Let's train them first.
We put out thousands of students every year. Where do they work? They just graduate and sit down? The atmosphere must be created for jobs. So all of these things are good, but at the end of the day, where do they work after they have acquired their skills? So that's one of the things the government need to focus on.
FIFA is doing this to bring women into sports, and that's a good thing. So now women are going to be, like here we got Title IX. Whatever you do for the boys, you got to do for the girls. We get it there gradually. Honorable Pewee, this is a great news. We're not there yet, but this is a great news that if you form a soccer team, developmental academy for boys, you got to do the same thing for girls. I think this is a great initiative, even though it's not a government, it's through FIFA, but the government we should actually emulate this and include it everywhere.
Oh yes, that's part of it. And those FIFA got those pet projects across and helping government, helping countries to integrate their own youth plan into a more sustainable issue. And it's a very good thing. I hope the government will emanate some of those examples, because government will have to put into place strategic way to engage the population as to how we can carry out major development across the country. If we can't do those things and want to believe it, just sit and want to do things outside the way we want to do. And that's why you have government, the bureaucracy is big. There are people that should be responsible for planning these things. The Ministry of Youth and Sport is clogged with the responsibility to take those things and move on to those lines. But yes, I think we have both for females and male, and but that can help the country also in terms of different skills, helping them move forward. So I think it's a good thing. We up to there. The problem is that I understand our part is too small. We have a lot of things on it in terms of the national cake. So during the time for allotment and appropriation, there's a lot of things that can unfold. But we have to be strategic in planning what we actually want to see unfold. Other than that, we just going to be in this cycle.
But Honorable Pewee, isn't the government shooting themselves in the foot when they're making the big news about 1.2 billion, only to find out later on that our expectations are so high that they find out that it was not 1.2 billion after all, because according to the House of Representatives here, they said from what they have gone through, this is not achievable. So all this dancing we're doing, later on to find out that these people have just over-promised and under-deliver because the money is not there.
And that would be some problem if the intent is to be more ambitious, wherein in terms of the authority that the budget will not perform to reach that target, there's a problem. Because listen to the Minister of Finance trying to break it down. $900 plus million is going to be coming from our domestic revenue mobilization. And the president said that today to the cabinet meeting that bulk of the money will come from our domestic revenue mobilization. Now, if 900 plus million are coming from our domestic revenue mobilization, then we have to reassess those areas that raise some of this money. Now, ArcelorMittal, after the D, and the D is not yet struck, I don't know what we're going to get there. There's going to be given a whooping 200 million signature fees. But there's condition to that. The condition to that is for us to strike the deal, and we still got some problem in doing that. I will talk to my souls tomorrow to see how far we gone. They're going to be giving that. It's going to be a one-time shot they're going to give if that is done, but it's not yet done. Now, let's get back to it and see from the budget performance report last budget period. How did the budget perform? Did LRA, all of the area LRA collected money from Pakistan Custom? What is it happening? Are we in the area of real estate first and foremost? what approach or mechanism have we deployed to make sure that we're people friendly and remove most of the bottleneck, encourage folks to pay their real estate taxes? What are we doing in terms of the Ministry of Transport and motor vehicle areas? So there are other streams of revenues that we collect. Are we realistically targeting this revenue to come and contribute to taking the national cake up there? So if we are not mindful, and then it get caught up, and we underperform by more than 200-300 million, there's going to be a major slap to the government. So they have to do everything, touching all of the schools, to ensure that the resource mobilization for our domestic revenue aspect is very tight and you get the money from those areas. Other than that, Mr. Gayman, going to be head of a problem, because if that is not the case, and my fear is that there are other areas that we try to target, and those areas are not raising the money in the way we expect, or if there's problem, and we shortfall from that aside, and the ArcelorMittal did not go through, unfortunately, we're going to be in some serious problem, because if we cannot raise the money, all of those ambitious projects we try to project, we will massively fail on them. And then it will further compound the problem. It will further compound the problem in a way, manner, that the government will struggle. Even the next projection, next year period, budget period, will affect most of those national priority plans. So if they were to affect the national priority plan, it will set back government on approach to move things forward. Now, it's contingent on a lot of things unfolding. It is we are hopeful that the brownfield road will be targeted, because they've seen some money going to be put into that area. We're looking at putting money in the area of also the April Bambagila Highway. That is very terrible in all those areas. There's sort of community road to try to prioritize. We already put a very small amount, less than 1%, into one of the lead area of the arrest agenda, the agricultural area, just $13 million. So if we cannot project and collect those things for the projected budget to perform, trust me, there's going to be a problem that will come for the next 2 budget cycle. There will be some problem. But that's my prayer. I will pray, Almighty God, Father God, please help our country reach our target. Please, God.
Yeah.
That pray machine you just put it there.
Yeah, that big wine glass.
I want my brother in my head to tell God, Father God.
We pound wine all the way to the end, and he prays for.
Please, Lord, help us so that ArcelorMittal deal can go through. Help us, Father God.
Yeah.
Well,
so
how much would
$200
million due to that budget? Mittal Steel is getting probably $2 or $3 billion from their revenue, and we're getting $200 million. How much would that do to our budget? How can it even help?
They're still going to be paying taxes. It's a one-time signature fee.
Yeah, but the thing is, this year, right? With dancing, we made $2 billion. Then next year, when Mittal Steel, because it's a one-shot deal, right? Then we're gonna go back up. You know, we also have been growing, right? We grow to 6 feet tall. Then next year we'll go back down to 5'5". Yeah. Then we're not making any progress. Like you take 2 steps forward, 2 steps. But guys, we are at the end of the show. Let's spend the next 10 minutes with our fundraiser. Let's put the flyer back up in Myean. It's still there, or maybe it's gone home. Okay, I know it's late over there. Everybody going to bed. But
Mr. Gayman, before you go there, did you see the picture of the Emory Hospital?
No.
Oh, okay.
Oh, it dilapidated. The grass not grow all in it.
Oh.
Liberia.
I thought you saw it.
No, you send it to us so we can look at it and put
it. But somebody just told me just now that the Emory Hospital, they say the people say they're waiting for we to come and go pay people to go brush the place.
Oh.
It looked bad, awful. It looks bad.
This is not only a very counterproductive phase of what we see happening in the country. It is unfortunate. It's shameful. Why were you? There's a state-of-the-art hospital of 100+ bedrooms.
Yeah.
Modern state-of-the-art hospital that was built by the United Arab Emirates. You because of the bilateral connection between the past administration and that government. They built the hospital because the entire Dopoh area didn't have a bigger referral hospital. You're looking into one part of Bombay County, last portion of Bombay County, Dopoh County, some part of Bon County, and some part of Lofa County, going to benefit for that strategic hospital build. Part of Kitman County, Grand Kitman County. These are 5 counties that I just named. I've so moved to each other. It's Dopoh herself, it's Bombay, it's Kitman, it's Bon, and Lofa. 5. That is a strategic point. That will help for some strategic thing to do. A lot of things happening in the area. And those area, mind you, Mr. Gayman, because that's a enormous, it's a polarized area, very deeply polarized area. Densely is a big forest area, and a lot of folks are engaged into a lot of illicit mining things also there. In the combat forest, the Goma forest, beyond Bayamanda, the Dopoh, the Beda Yeda area. These are intense forest area, very remote in some of those areas also. People get the means of communication to commit people from one point to the next. Sometimes you need traditional means or motorcycle, right? So the basic they did was to do that, at least to find that way to not take all of them to bring everybody to JFK or to retention. Because the major point of referral was always a retention. The first line was the retention here. Now, the re-administration through Senator McGill's own way of pushing, along with the re-administration, they pushed when they went to the United Arab Emirates, they engaged. McGill spoke to his boss, the president engaged the Emiratis, and the Emiratis promised that, hey, we're going to come and do something. President Riyad says that, hey, we need this to be done somewhere strategic, so that will serve like 5 counties. And the Emirati responded, and they came true to their commitment, and they built that 150-bedroom state-of-the-art modern hospital.
But what is Amara Kone doing, the senator for that county?
No, so Amara Kone, the last time Amara Kone used his own personal connections to bring drugs, supply of medical equipment to that area and other part of Dopoh County.
Yeah,
that's what the senator did. But now remember, it is not the senator's responsibility to do it.
Yeah,
but all of them. Yeah, but I think he's pushing. But not
the Minister of Health. The Minister of Health.
The Minister of Health responsibility, Mr. Gayman. The Minister of Health is clear with the responsibility.
Mr. Gayman, I sent you the picture.
In your messenger. To manage. Yeah. Myean, if you there, get the picture and please.
Myean, before you put out that donation thing, put Dopoh Hospital on and see how deplorable it has turned. We don't know how to manage things in that country.
Mr. Gayman, it's not Amara. Amara is working behind the same to ensure that the hospital, because Amara believe if the hospital, listen, Amara said this to me before. He said, Nepro, if the hospital is great, the last time Amara had, when he had that issue when he fell and everything, he said I could go to the Emory Hospital. Everybody could go and be served. Our people are there. So Senator Kone himself, it's not that he's been all proactive in doing things, but it's not within his purview to do.
But do they have doctors and nurses there, Pewee?
I wouldn't know for now. I would think I will push tomorrow in front of. I have few days here now left, less than 4 days, but I will push to see what is it that we can do to find out some things about that place, because if the hospital is.
But this government, I mean, talk about maintenance. The government can maintain. I mean, come on, maintain. If they can maintain the grass, forget about no equipment in there. Nothing going on.
But
and then snake can crawl in there, and then snake can crawl in there and go live in that building.
But as I just said, Mr. Gayman, as I just said, this government, they are raising money, setting up budget for themselves. Are you giving the health sector just $9 million, and you're taking $50 million for your jolly or travel, all the nonsense? What do you expect? A hospital at Dopoh? Do you expect that hospital to be run as it is in less than 2 or 3 years?
$30 million for that hospital. $30 million.
And they don't even care. Even bring politics in it. So the thing is, we don't have a government, unfortunately, that really put their people first. We don't have a government to do that. What we have is people enriching themselves every day in common national rate, and our people are so naive that people come to them, oh, we just do the other road. Oh, yeah, development is going on. Oh, we get 1,000, and then everybody yell and clap and all of that, your own tax money. So what we're seeing here is sad for our country, because even the hospital in Tapata, Victor is doing a very good job, Victor Kaiser, but they don't even have the support. I don't think they even gave that hospital $2 million in the budget. I don't think they even have $2 million in the budget for the hospital in Sacrapia, where they have it in Nima. I don't think they gave them $2 million. They should be giving them more money, because healthcare is the key. Every day people die from minor illnesses in that country. You don't have trained doctors. You don't have trained nurses. Other countries would invest in the people. They would send these people to other countries to be trained in different specialty. Be specialized in different areas. And when they come home, but we don't do that.
When they come home, when another government comes, they take them out of the position.
Yeah. What happened to Dr. The infant director? What happened to him?
But that is it because Georgia name is on it, so they decided.
I guess those are also the hatred we find. I'm proud Georgia.
It's really sad though.
Because of Georgia, all the people in that area are going to die because Georgia built.
Because of the hate for George Weah.
Myean put the thing up. I said the thing looked bad.
Guys, we're going to discuss it all throughout this week. This is terrible, and I don't care what they tell me. The senators from our county need to get together and say, at least we can put money there for the maintenance.
Yes.
Okay, 3 staff to maintain the place. How much? You pay somebody?
It's sad. Even if our donors look at that place, they will not even be encouraged to even donate to our country anymore. It's sad.
This is why we're talking about things that people don't pay for, they don't value.
Yep.
Somebody come here and
spend $1
million. Because we have connection, you want to destroy it.
Mr. Gayman, there's money in there now. So the Ministry of Health got a lot of money in there for other things, the maintenance of the place and other things. So there's money. So what I would want us to say, and I agree with you, is for the senator to push that some of the Minister of Health to tell us why that place is unkept.
In a very short period of time.
Yes. Why that place is looking that way? Why? Place that they spend millions of dollars. So I think the Minister of Health be summoned to explain reason why she cannot be here in contempt because of the massive I don't know how to call it.
That's neglect. That's total neglect.
Well, she part of the relative, so she part of the family member, so they're not doing anything. I mean, she was able to remove Dr. Myean.
Pewee, I know you've been up too long. It's late. Let's do our fundraiser again. Let's get it.
Yeah, that's
what. We got 1 minute. We got 1 minute. Myean, where's the flyer? Well, ladies and gentlemen, please, Gangono, say Gangono, you on here. We would like you to send your donation. All that junk you're talking.
We are junk.
Your donation.
It's an originator of junk.
Your donation should match your junk you're talking here. So bring it.
The man said what, 2 a.m.?
Yeah, it's a 12 years show. No elementary propaganda can stop it.
Let me remind my own brother, say, Gongano. It's only me in the back and I really love.
I mean, having be a face, you had be a fake profile, and I need that.
Gongano, don't forget. You will say that about one who forget. But let me say this to Gongano. So the weird side thing, I told one of my comment before. I say, come. Let's stop the whole thing about we have 2 a year. We have 2 a year issue. We have 2 a year is this.
You can't learn.
Focus on governance.
The guy can learn.
Focus on it. Yeah. Let me say, now you say they say now Baka 12.
That saying Gongonu will be the NEC boss.
Chief, Gongonu say we should put the cash app number up. That's what I like about Gongonu. Gongonu say, send me the detail for the cash app. Put it up.
Say, y'all look on the sun in there. But we told Myean to put this thing up. That Myean, the other one we're trying to raise the money for, we're telling you, you want to come put it up. Also,
Myean, we got a rich guy here. Or all tycoon that said Gongonu is saying put it thing up, let him break the cash up. He will break the account. But guys, thank you very much for the show. We'll continue doing it. There you go. Our fundraiser. Is the cash app. There you go. Is dollars. Gongonu here, yo.
Yeah, $ TC82500.
But anyway, thank you.
Sarah, you on the phone? We can hear a conversation.
Listen, Sarah, don't start any trouble, yo.
You will not be that I see an journalist on a Zoom call. The legal.
Yeah.
What a guy name? You're on Zoom call.
Do your stuff.
You gonna call it? Oh, you can't go do something that everybody saw you. Say he's sending up $25. Thank you, say. Thank you for your contribution.
Say?
He said he sent up $25. Thank you,
he didn't say 25. He said 250.
I beg you, yeah. Say, Gongonu say you 250.
All right, John Gongonu talking over here.
No, but say we appreciate your gift, though, guys. Anything you can give. We want to get this to Liberia by the 20th to support our boys there and everybody on the ground. So anything you can give, we appreciate you. We thank you, and anything you can give. So all of those watching by
guys, we're gonna be doing it all week, guys. Our goal is to raise $3,000 so we can do it. Gongonu, I thought you were gonna send at least $1,000.
No, wait a minute. I mean, he said he's sending 25. We did where?
Oh, okay. He started.
Do me an scale.
Gongonu say he started with 25. I know by the time the weekend at the 15th, Gongonu will be up. But maybe you from Nima County, you got a lot of money over there. But just 5 people show up to the fundraiser, you raise $10 million or something like that. Is it $2 million?
Oh, make our own contribution, Mr. Gayman.
That's right.
Yes, I will definitely make some on behalf of my family.
Thank you. Yeah, I will definitely do mine, guys. Yeah. Thank you very much. We have spent enough time talking. It was a great show on our end. Sarah, before you go, your closing pattern comment.
Great show. Joseph Boakai and his people, the government need to do more. We're hearing that they have put some people on the payroll, that volunteer teachers. We want to see that in all counties because there are a lot of teachers out in other counties that have been volunteering for years. This government came to change. They came to rescue. So they need to rescue all the counties, not just Nima County, Lofa County, and the rest of the other counties need to be rescued. So I want to say thank you. Kudos to the government so far, but they need to do more. And they need to send some guys over there to Emory Hospital to clear that bush from in front of that hospital, or else snakes will be crawling in that place pretty soon to go to the hospital and harm people. This government supposed to be the government, they both people to think ahead of time and make some smart decisions. So we want to beg them, Senator Kone, wherever you are, please, and the superintendent of Bapolu, please send people over there, regardless of the fact that the place was, initiated and built by the previous government. No problem with that. It's there to serve the Liberian people. So send people over there, even if you will not support it. You maintain it for now, please. I want to say thank you to the TCA and to our followers. This was a very great show. I enjoy it. Thank you so much. And I'll be celebrating on Saturday, my birthday. I'm so grateful to God for his blessings upon my life. It has been a wonderful journey and we stay pushing it. Thank you.
God gonna say, look at all that big money she's making. She's talking about, I will send my contribution.
Who say that?
God gonna do that 125 that he not saying, but they cussing everybody now.
Just say Gongonu to move from behind the fake profile and face me with your real face, man. Face me with your real face, my brother. I don't have time for fake profile.
Say that, say that. 125 about you in trouble with it. Honorable Pewee, thank you very much. Your closing. So I know you gotta go to bed.
Yeah, thank you. I think on a serious note, the team we have to focus to make the guys. So we always give. I know Gongloe come and say myself, but we will give.
You listen to that, man.
We will give something very handsome on behalf of me.
Let me say mine before Garguah don't go for me. Let me say mine right now.
I will actually give mine.
I'm going to come in, make you money quick.
Yeah, quick. We go ahead.
I will send something we will send something handsome, but I just said good night for everybody. But Mr. Gayman, that's one of the senators, Republican senator said that he want to change the international act law. I know you saw that. I know that's something I'm looking at.
Which senator that from his state?
About erasing the dual citizenship, so any American like out of state. Did you see that? But the Supreme Court challenged that kept that before, way back in the 70s, centuries and all of things. I don't think. But do you think that bill gonna pass?
No, I don't think so. I don't think so. They want to get rid of almost everything, including the article. They are.
Mr. Gayman, part of people look like the junk with power now.
Because what happened here is people are coming. The women will wait until they're 7 months pregnant, 6 months pregnant. They tie themselves. They come here just for the birth right thing. So the folks are saying, no, you can't do this anymore. You can't just come out here, live here for 1 week, have the baby, then go back to Liberia or wherever you come from, and all you know now you got your American birth certificate and all that.
Right.
So they look at all that and say, you know what, we want to be fair. If you're here and you're paying your taxes, raising your family, that's fine. But you can just come over here, you sneak in it or some of them wait.
And that makes sense.
They get.
But Gayman, that thing not going to work. I mean, maybe if that Supreme Court gave them the power, but I mean. For anybody born on this soil that require American citizen, whether the Kenya would not, it must.
Yeah, that's
the 14th Amendment, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
Except Supreme Court gave it to them, but Supreme Court sent it back to the court. So I don't know what decision can be made on this. I mean,
yeah, well, the idea that the Supreme Court then knock it down completely tells you that there's something brewing on this year. Because
one senator today is proposing a legislation that will require people to have only one citizenship, not to have dual citizenship.
That's what he's talking about too.
But
those two things are the one that are the burning.
Well, it's not going to work because at the end of the article I read in the newspaper, they say it's going to affect the first lady. So I don't know how you.
Of course.
Yeah,
But we're having the same thing in Liberia, the same conversation. Mm-hmm. The guys that usually start the trouble in Liberia, they always get a dual citizenship, they get a blue book in their pocket. So they start the war, boom, they leave and come. So these people are saying the same thing. You come out here, you create problem. By the time we check it, you come back to your country.
But the man that started out, he was born in Colombia. He was not even born in the United States.
That's right.
The senator. That point I born that one come out to take the law.
Yeah, the one can't take ownership too much.
But I don't think there's anything wrong with you either choose a side. You want to be American citizen, you keep your blue book, but you're not going to say you dual citizen. Now when you get to Liberia, that's a whole different story. I can talk.
Again, all you do because Liberia do have a dual citizenship law now also.
Right.
So if they said that, which one you take?
But the people say you can be dual citizen, that Liberian law, we don't care, but you're not going to be dual citizen here. So I will be an American citizen when I get to Liberia, I'll make the case over there. But,
what I don't understand, somebody come in power for 4 years, they want to change all the law. Then another person come out for 4 years and bring everything and bring it on.
Yeah,
You see, the only one that have a safe spot, anything that is executive order, anybody can change it. But if this man has this much superpower in the Supreme Court, which he appointed everybody, just like Joseph Walker is going to do in 2028, right? he will have appointed all the Supreme Court justices in Liberia, all, because they all will be retired, and he will be appointing all 5. So he's going to have super majority in the Supreme Court. Similarly, here the Republican have majority. So most of that stuff now, I was a 7 out of 10. They usually lean conservative. So we're going to see, but what they are doing. Look at the breaking news today in Minnesota, okay? They discovered that $1.1 billion had been siphoned out of the system, and they found out that it went to Al-Shabaab, this terrorist group. And how did these people do it? Through applying for food stamp, free housing, Section 8, you name it. That other entry that political thing. No, but you saw it today. You saw it today, right? And you saw the breaking news.
I mean, that's the too much politics in this country.
No, but even the governor of Minnesota, Tim Walz, came out and said, if the FBI find out that this is true, this is dangerous, and they should pay the price.
They should pay it. They need to pay it.
Yeah, I thought he was going to come out and debunk this totally. He said, if this is true, we open it for the FBI to come, or he's asking those who are responsible to be punished. And I was shocked, because usually they are categorical and say, this is political in nature. It's not true. But for the governor to say, if the FBI catch these people, let them deal with them, tells me.
No wonder why the U.S. government should make the immigration law. Because how did that man come from Afghanistan? How did he obtain guns to go and shoot those people and make it difficult for all his people?
Yeah, all his people.
You know, I don't blame them. I don't blame them for bringing up the law. I don't blame them, because you got these kind of people.
They're exploiting the country, the loopholes.
Yeah, to be frank, those kind of people should be pointed. And I mean, it's part of the reason that you want help. Other people want your people want help. Then you won't come in people country to be killing people.
I don't know why they're even wasting time to try him. He should be executed right away.
Well, guys, thank you very much. Pewee, thank you very much. I know it's very little, but let's do it tomorrow. Dr. Peabody, let's continue our fundraising tomorrow.
Yeah, we'll continue tomorrow. Mr. Gayman, thank you.
All throughout the week, guys. Thank you very much. God bless.
Sarah, it's so good to see you. Welcome back. We'll see you tomorrow.
Sarah, all that be more you gang who say that all you guys say I will pay. That $125. You will be here tomorrow for that $25.
He rather slam a Sarah beat down.
That's right.
That's a home run.
Thank you.
All right, sir. All right, have a good one. Guys, thank you. Have a good night. We'll see you again tomorrow. Don't forget, Closing Acumen, our cash app is TCA2500. We want to send that gift to Liberia. Thank you for watching. And guys, have a good night, man. We'll see you tomorrow.
But did you hear the press conference of Seleke Kromah, the IG? He did say that this is a highly political case, did he not? So you don't take the partisans' word for it, you take the IG's word for it.
We elect on 85 irresponsible men what happened to our country. We elect on 85 irresponsible men to govern this country, not to be very irresponsible.
Please place your left hand on the Bible being held by your wife, and you will kindly raise your right hand, sir, and repeat after me. All standing, please. I, Joseph Newman Boyka Sr.,
So this
No secret now that your friend and former boss will be a candidate in 2029. With all of that you experience, all of that you know, and everything that you see unfolding in the country now, will you support him? Will you be part of the process? Will you give him the support? Do you think he can be a better president?
So why you want to bring political Benin in it or not?
Oh, but you political you're political man, before you go out, very active.
I plead the fifth again.
Okay. When 2029 come and pass, then you finally leave. Mission is completed. Now, what the rules of engagement? When the war ended, the guy said, the captain, the commander said, mission complete. Der Wune Alfres, all men on board.
So, this riot situation when it comes across, because many times you notice that.
If Charles Taylor is the problem, he will be out of here in the twinkle of an eye. And I say, let well-meaning Liberians come home. If we respect this constitution, a government formed in Accra is a violation of Article 1 of the Constitution. Let them come home. Let that government be formed in Monrovia.
On the broadcast administration, we want to give the government like Pewee an ultimatum on 72 hours to provide a living ballot of the chairman of the Student Unification Party, or else there will be a catastrophic pneumonia in the Republic of Liberia. To arrest the chairman of the Student Unification Party, only because the government feel intimidated about the Vanguard Party advocacies.
The government got capital road, small, road, B road, all kind of place. I think the reason Joseph Baga will not do much because the old man, the papa is suffering. The papa loves the country, but he can't make it. The criminal there around him, they sophisticated than him. They are sophisticated criminals, so they can't make it.